O, diba? Basic. Easy lang mag-rank up, basta sama-sama.
Thanks, Lodi.
Ano? Laro?
Gym!
Guys, next week na yung tournament. Game tayo, ah.
Sige, basta ako ang tank, ha?
Gold din MM ako, ah.
Expelin na ako. Kaso,
Nag-last day na nga pala si Kyle.
okay guys, please welcome Mimi, our new teammate.
Hi, Mimi.
Good to have you, Mimi.
Hello.
Please take the empty desk.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome sa department.
Thank you.
Baka gusto mo sumali sa team namin. Meron kaming ML tournament.
Hindi ako nag-games eh, sorry.
Turuan kita. Gusto mo? Dali lang naman. Tsaka parang team bonding na rin tayo.
Pwede naman, pero hindi ako nag-games, as in zero knowledge talaga.
G lang. Magkukore ako, bubuhatin kita.
What?
Five seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them!
Oh, Mimi, dito ka lang sa tabi ko, ha?
Lord!
Boss Turtle, ha? Def lang.
GG, bawi na lang next
Sayang.
time.
Nice game, guys. Later na ako.
Focus lang yan, Mimi. You're making progress naman, eh. Basta focus ka lang sa atin. See ya.
Sa atin? May kami na ba?
Mimi, sa tournament, dapat masanay tayo gamitin yung in-game chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Hoy! Mimi yung turtle!
Sorry. Let's go.
Uy, nice presentation kanina.
Oo nga, nice one.
Siyempre, para tapos
Grabe.
agad.
Hello.
Uy, Mimi, may new skin yung Esme, oh. Cute ng fit niya. Try mo kaya?
Pwede naman.
Sinong cute? Uy, sinong cute?
Yung skin.
Ayos, skin.
Kuno.
Pero cute nga.
Alright, do you think matitipid ng Team Finance ang title nila this year? Pero grabe rin ang kalaban nila this year. Malupit ang marketing. Ito na ang team nila. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's your fifth member? Kailangan, ayan na siya! Marketing! Very old and Beralda!
Now I'm getting serious.
Bro. Uy. Uy, ingat. GG kanina. Thanks sa pag-join sa squad namin.
Anytime.
So, saan ka na niyan?
Sa bahay. Magdedelulo 15 Pro Max.
Huh?
Hindi ko pa alam eh.
Gusto mo mag-coffee sa tapat?
Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Kahit anong lane, we become the monsters. Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Face the golden sun and ribbon for the 3 stars. Look at us to the top, no ifs, no buts. Winning any game, para to sa PINAS. Di mo matitin ang aming boses on your level. Nasa kalye man o mobile, you know I become a legend. Open fire, we unite, we winners. Built with pressure, like diamonds are made of. Switch na lane na parang gera, HP racing, may reset up. Built agad ang buhat ni Hilda, full load SS parang Lyra. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas, kasama patas, tagumpay natin doon ay tayo'y malakas. Para sa Pinas, nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras, kinikilala sa taas kasi kami ang malakas. Para sa Pinas, nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras, kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Wow! Hold on, yeah, malakas ang Pinas. Laging every beat, no surrender, no retreat. Pag nagsama-sama, just imagine what we can achieve. Laging every beat, no surrender, no retreat. Giving 100 all my all, cause we just cannot be defeated. We are unstoppable, immune and invulnerable. Ready ang equipment, lahat frozen, malang crowd control. Pakita ko na jab like beast of the southeast. Taas sa watawat, proud and loud, cause every enemy we devour. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas, kasama patas, tagumpay natin doon ay tayo'y malakas. Para sa Pinas, nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras, kinikilala sa taas kasi kami ang malakas. Para sa Pinas, nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras, kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Wow! Malakas, Pilipinas malakas kahit anong lane, we become the monsters. Malakas, Pilipinas malakas face the golden sun and repping for the 3 stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, be the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, be the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, be the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we the stars.
Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we the stars.
The 13th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Smart, the official telco partner of MPL Philippines Season 13. Infinix GT Series, outplay the rest. Experience the MPL PH Season 13 action live at Shooting Gallery Studios. Tickets are now available on our official ticketing partner at /event.com. Don't miss any MPL PH action by following our official Facebook page and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow MPL PH and TikTok as well for more content. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the official accounts of MDL Philippines. To ensure the equality and fairness of our games, MPL Philippines is also monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusements Board.
PM MPL na 4 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 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na
4 PM MPL na.
Catch your favorite MPL matches every Friday to Sunday.
Only at the MPL Philippines YouTube and TikTok.
4 p.m.
MPL na
4 p.m. MPL na! 4 p.m. MPL na! 4 p.m. MPL na! Maligayang pagdating sa tahanan ng pinakamalalakas na Mobile Legends Bang Bang players sa buong mundo. I'm Mara Aquino.
And my name is Hans Galeria.
And this is
MPL Philippines Season 13.
Unti-unti nang nabubuo ang storya ng regular season after witnessing 3 weeks of action-packed matches.
Real ka dyan, Mara. May nakita tayong mga umaakyat at mga bumababa sa kanilang mga standings pero nanatili pa rin sa tuktok ang defending champions na AP Brand.
That's right. Now that we're on the halfway point of the regular season, remember, 7 weeks lang tayo bago mag-playoffs. So, paano naman kaya mababago ang kapalaran ng ating mga koponan?
You know, I can't wait to find that out. And we all can't wait na makita yan. So, we are going to find that out right now as we kick off our matches for this week.
Simulan na natin ang ating bakbakan. Casters, pasok!
What's up, brothers? Special teams, special players, special teams. Oh, I said teams way too much. My name is Umi. With me here is Leo and Wolf. We're going to be your casters for this weekend. Maligayang welcome to the home of the strongest Mobile Legends Bang Bang players in the world.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling thin lately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I heard you suffered quite a bit with a stomach flu. Are you still fine?
Yeah. Just standing side by side with you guys, I'm already okay.
Oh, thank you so much, Wolf. And you know, with your undefeated streak in your stomach flu game, AP Brand is still undefeated entering the halfway point of the regular season. Still quite the contender when we're talking about the MPL PH Championship.
Very close call. Almost got one over them. Was Echo last week. And I gotta say, watching that Game 3, I was at the edge of my seat. Here's a look at the standings again. Where are we currently? Still AP Brand number 1.
Wow. In Echo number 2, already just trailing behind AP Brand 2 points. And this is something that we did not expect. Onyx in number 3. There were rumors about Onyx Philippines not having the synergy that they need to succeed here in the regular season. But right now, I feel like they're proving a lot of people wrong.
Yep, I'm one of those who doubted Onyx Philippines' strength or power level at the start of the regular season just because of their loss in the first week. Like the first day that they played, they actually played so badly that you're going to doubt them, but now they have proven me wrong.
Oh,
hey,
yes.
all it took was them 2 series to find their groove, and now I'd say they're on top. I doubt they'll ever drop from top 4.
Yeah, and the synergy between Kelra and King Kong, honestly insane. But right now we're talking about TNC and Omega for our first series, both in the lower half of our standings, 7th and 8th to be exact. Omega yet to find a victory inside a match, and after that will be Blacklist versus RSG, who had drastic movements inside the leaderboard last week. Let's talk about TNC and Omega here. 7th and 8th seed teams already in week 4. It's going to be a hard time for them in the regular season.
Super difficult. And I'm also actually surprised for Omega to be in this spot, especially because of how many good players that they have. They have a very deep, let's just say, a veteran pool in their side, and then they're suffering these defeats. And unfortunately for TNC, although they won one game, they only have won games in that particular series. So even in their losses, they weren't able to get any points. Even just 1 point, it's always an 0-2. So that's why they are in the bottom part of our bracket.
Yeah. And for Omega, they have only scored a point, a singular point, and now it's an actual fight for victory because it's going to be a tough time for both teams here moving forward inside this regular season, considering that I would say adjustment period has ended already.
Yep, and again, one of the things going for the Bagong Barangay would be a call-up from MDL. They're sending Exhort over to the Developmental League, and they're calling up a face that is familiar to the Phoenix Army. One of their players from previous seasons, Ukir, is now joining Smart Omega. And if I'm not mistaken, he is part of this lineup playing here today.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see that Ukir, in his time in Omega Neos, the MDL squad of Omega, he actually worked so hard that they were in, I think, 2nd place after 4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So this time around, hopefully, he could bring something new to the new Barangay.
Yeah. There's always a benefit of having a new flavor. Sometimes you forget what your main strengths are as a team just because of how comfortable you are together. Sometimes you lose confidence in your teammates just because you're losing so much in the regular season. And a change like this, like having a new player, means that you're having a new flavor in town, and maybe the ambience of the team kind of is different.
And look at this. Heads, the young Phoenix. Surprisingly, I wouldn't say surprisingly, honestly, one of the best XP laners right now in our league, all the way from the amateur scene of the Philippines, now just wreaking havoc in the professional scene.
Going into season 13, it was clear that Phoenix was, the young Phoenix Heads was going to have a lot on his shoulders, given that one of their other rookies in TNC Pro Team this season, Nomad, has a switch-up, has Yasuo to lean on, and we've seen that switch-up happen several times in Season 13 already, but Nomad can rest easy knowing that. Heads, on the other hand, no, it's just Heads all the way.
Yep. And it came to a point where there is a week where his heroes are target banned, particularly the Benedetta, right?
Yeah.
When he performed, even him in the losses that TNC played, you saw how impactful Heads was, and there's no wonder why people are now putting the spotlight on this kid.
Yeah, quite notorious on his Benedetta. I would say almost all of our great XP laners out there are actually play a lot of Benedetta. You could talk about Knots, talk about Heads. Yeah. These are people that are insanely good on. So honestly, who do you think will win this match?
I'm wondering something else, man, because before we even get into TNC versus Omega, I'm wondering if you guys already tuned in to our official YouTube streams, and if you're already commenting hashtag TNC or hashtag OMG. That's right, I'm talking to you right now. Just put in your game server and game ID and server ID to get a chance to win, all right? That's for you.
And that's 500 diamonds. You don't get that for free. Only here in our YouTube stream you could get that. Right now, we will welcome in our marshals who will officiate the match. They ensure the fairness and integrity of our games. Let's all welcome Kuya Chico, Jeff, Patrick, and Wilbert. And for the people asking what Kuya means, it's typically an older brother. Now let's meet the players from the match of TNC Pro Team and Smart Omega.
From the ashes and from the dead, their flames burn bright red. Phoenix fam and army alike, all rise for TNC Pro Team! Rome was not built in a day. Here is another chance to rebuild and reclaim. Here to play, sila ang bagong barangay. It's Smart Omega! And their coaches, Coach Bentings and Coach Snap. The action in Week 4 begins now.
The first match is well on its way, and we're going to welcome TNC Pro Team. We have Nomad, Ryzen, Hatred, Heads, and Super Yoshi.
They will retain this lineup that was actually the lineup that gave them the victory back in week number 2. But now, after week 3's performance coming out from TNC Pro Team, a lot of people are starting to doubt the mettle of this team. But now, let's see if they can bounce back. This is going to be even a tough challenge, even when they're facing up a team in the lower part of the standings.
And they're going up against Smart Omega, the new barangay, with H2O playing and Okir all the way from MDL.
I like how week after week, despite time ticking, slowly but surely, Smart Omega are still finding out this might be it. The new injection of new talent. Ukir all the way from the MDL stepping in, much like a to your left moment against TNC.
Yep. And now looking at the team head-to-head, Wolf, can you run down through these stats?
Well, I think at this point, because of how many losses these two teams have had, the stats might not be the best way to describe how they are. One thing that I do want to take note is the KDA that's a little bit hedged towards the side of TNC. And this is mainly because of the fact that TNC are really good at their early game. While for Omega, one thing that they haven't figured out is their early game. There wasn't any game for Smart Omega that has them winning in the early stages of our matches.
And that's a tough one for Smart Omega, considering that the early game teams are the ones winning right now in the league. Early game is such a crucial part of all of our series here, considering that most of the time we just get snowball after snowball. But right now we are looking at two talented players here. It's the Infinix keys to victory. Wolf, what can you see here?
Well, we can see Goyo. I think we're going to be playing for TNC. You have to back on his experience for how many times he has been playing in this league that we have. And now we now will see what Okir's got, what the MDL star player for Omega Neos has in store for us, and show us something new for the side of TNC as well as Omega. Maybe this is the week where we're going to see Chip.
Who knows?
We saw some Chip bans last week. So we could be going on this route, and I would actually like to propose that actually be the trick.
You know, why stop at Chip? I'd like to see a Louis on the other end, and then a Chip on the other, you know? And for MPL PH, we have a live stream viewer reward available. Come and watch the MPL matches in TikTok to join the goodie bag lottery and be one of the lucky winners.
Let me run you through the steps, folks. Just go to TikTok, number 1. Number 2, go to the MPL Philippines TikTok channel. It's at MPLPH_official. Click the official live stream, and then number 4, just click the top left corner to join the goodie bag lottery. Bob's your uncle.
Wow. Imagine watching MPL on TikTok and winning free stuff. That's a good time for a lot of people, but I'm wondering about the drafting right now. You think it's going to be a good time here for Coach Snap, considering that he's up against Ben Thinks? I would say still one of the smartest minds here in the professional scene. And Snap, even if he has been quite the contender in the amateur scene, correct me if I'm wrong, this is his first season in the professional league.
I think that, I think that he was part of some of the MPL. There was one part for MDL at least.
Yes.
For MPL, this might be his debut, and it is very important because now this is like a panic button actually for the side of Omega. And that's also very true for TNC. Everybody has to hit that panic button now, and the fact that Smart Omega are just looking for all of the options possible at their arsenal to win against TNC.
Yeah, now
there's a chip ban.
Yeah, now a chip ban too. TNC will be playing in the blue side, and red side will be going to the hands of Omega. Looking at the bans right now, Wolf, there is quite the spread here coming in from TNC.
Especially because of the X-Borg as well as the Rafaela. Rafaela is one of the famous picks coming up from Omega because of Rebo and his, I guess, strength and utility roamers. And interestingly, the chip has been immediately banned out. This might be the flavor of the week. But what they do know is that the Masha is open. TNC.
You know what else is open?
What else?
Matilda.
Oh, Roger Gold Lane as well is open. There's a lot of power picks open for both squads here, but blue side will get first dibs. What's the prediction here?
I think Matilda. I think Matilda just makes a lot of sense because imagine if Omega just picks up Joy Angela Matilda. Like, you get the mashup, but that's a very strong combo within those three heroes. I think the priorities will be Masha or Matilda, but I'm leaning more towards the Matilda.
Yeah. I'm leaning towards the Matilda too. 80% contention rate for across the regular season. And if you're up against a Matilda, even if you're running a Masha, it's extremely hard to catch anyone.
It's 2 out of 3 hot picks are open, and Wolf is right. If you don't pick up any of these, the Angela's bound to get picked up here. So are we saying Angela Rebo here?
Yeah, I guess. And it's also a flex pick, right? But because it can be picked up by any other member of Omega.
Oak here? Oh, in his debut game?
Who knows?
That's true. That's true. And Masha as well. It's open.
And Masha with the Angela, do you think this is it for the side of Smart Omega?
Yeah, because they can always leverage for the Joy as their third pick. And imagine that. Masha, Joy, Angela.
Ooh.
That's difficult to deal with. Even if you're a Matilda, obviously can you save your teammates. But instead, it's going to be a classic for Omega. Faramis Fredrin.
Big swerve here coming in from Omega, locking in the Fredrin with the this Faramis.
Yep.
And I would say that this Faramis is a big steal pick as well coming in for the side of TNC, because if there's one combo that I dislike going up against, it's going to be the Matilda and Faramis. You can't kill anyone.
Well, you can go Valentina eventually for TNC.
So you still get both?
Yeah, just to get both.
That's true.
Yep. However, you still need to pick up your jungler now, TNC. I'm thinking like maybe actually Claude, immediate pickup for TNC, and then somewhere along the lines of a Barrett's, right? Barrett's Matilda, classic combo.
Good.
So it makes a lot of sense. There it is. The CC instead is the pick for TNC.
I like this. Leo, I think you played the Barretts a bit in RG. Do you think going up against Faramis is good with the Barretts?
It's okay. Again, the fact that you're mobile now with the Matilda, and you rarely get the Matilda.
That's true.
So you have a solid trio already. I'm not even thinking of what's going to be in mid. As long as you have the Matilda and Ryzen says go, you're fine.
Yep. The sacrifice here for TNC, though, picking up the CC, it's actually pretty good. Like, we kind of missed that one, especially with the Xborg being banned. You're not that worried. But that means that the Claude might be banned, which is great. Should be great versus Faramis. Now Omega can just pick up the carry here. Carry Faramis, pretty good.
Unit awaiting orders, TACOM.
They're going to go for the carry instead. One of the more popular tank melters in the game. The Lilia is still open, but I do think that Faramis Rome is a dying breed right now.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It's not going to do what you need it to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be very easy to punish from Coach Ben Things.
And Lilia is good for TNC, though, so this might be banned because Lilia is okay versus the Faramis extra shields, and Fredrin kind of hates those kind of heroes where it's like almost a poke, but it hurts, you know? And there's always a way for you to kind of be refreshed because of the Purify plus the Black Shoes combo. Although we've seen the Fredrin one hit the Lilia before, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still a pretty good ban, if ever, for Omega.
And now moving forward with the banning phase, they're going to take out the Vexana. I do think that this is the most popular mage right now across the board in MPL Philippines Season 13.
Horology is my craft. Diggy is my name.
Yep. Vexana currently number 5 among top picks. A whopping 24 times.
Wow.
Across 54 total games.
Wow.
So that's a majority.
Yeah, and looking at the stats coming in from Ryzen as well, do you think Ryzen's stats right now is stellar, or is it in between?
I think it's good in a way that it's 1.92 means that you get 2 out of the 3 turtles almost every game.
That's more than half.
That's more than half, which is pretty good.
You can't get half turtle though.
Yeah, you can get a half turtle.
Half a turtle is no turtle at all.
Exactly.
And moving forward with the bans, they're going to take away the Diggy. I think a Diggy and a Faramis together is extremely frustrating to go up against with.
Yep, and the Lilia that we talked about, it's gonna be banned out by Omega. The TNC are gonna be looking to ban the Rebo heroes now. So this is Haka Rebo so far.
Yeah. It's interesting that TNC are attacking Rome and Omega attacking mid. I was expecting for them to do exactly what you said, Wolf, just take out the Claude.
Exactly.
But they seem to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're prepared. What kind of preparations do you do if you're going up against a Claude anyway?
Maybe you ban you go Tigreal or Grok for Omega. And honestly, for TNC, it's much better if they ban out the Grok at this point. It's obviously one of the good heroes. But instead, Angela, we talked about this.
Yeah. They're going to take away the Angela from Rebo. And I do remember that Rebo's last performance in a regular season of MPL was using an Angela with a 1-1, which I remember was still with Kelra in Omega.
That's that was last season. I think Rebo played recently with the Rafaela. So
Did he?
Yeah, this season. Yep. First week, if I'm not mistaken, or second week.
I see. And the Rafaela, notorious for its movement speed, not even the heals, the movement speed that it gives to the team. I think if we were talking about the Rafaela, we always remember Spider Miles coming in from NXPE. But look at this. The Arlet locked in for the side of Omega. And I do think that this is going to be still a flex pick.
Yep. Does not reveal anything.
Yep. I'm thinking for TNC, they can just go for the Valentina. Just makes a lot of sense here. Fire Slash is great. The NetherRealm is great. You have so much damage that you kind of can dive the carry. And it is Valentina.
Oh, there you go.
And then a Claude. Just makes a lot of sense here for TNC.
Do it. Put it on Yas.
You said it already, Wolf. The Valentina could be an option here for the side of TNC. Now they have an access to a Mathilda with a NetherRealm.
Yep, that's right.
Put on Roby.
Come on. That's
That's his real name.
That's his real name.
Roby.
Yep.
What's his surname?
The game.
Well,
Roger.
That doesn't matter anymore because Roger will be the pick for TNC Pro Team, and that's going to be in the gold lane.
Florin. Oh.
Florin sitting at a 0% win rate, folks, in Season 13.
When was the last time that Florin won?
I don't even remember. I think it's in the hands of Ogwin back in the international scene.
Probably.
Likely.
Likely. So, well, it's decent because it falls under that utility kind of roamer, which is always something that Roger hates. Roger hates healing, basically, because he wants to take advantage of the when he is able to smell when somebody's low.
Oh yes,
bloodlust basically.
The bloodlust.
Yeah.
And now with a 0% win rate of Florin, hopefully Smart Omega finally finds their path to victory, but it's going to be hard going up against TNC Pro Team here, especially with Heads rising as their new star player. And who would have thought that someone from Amateur would be the one carrying the banner of the Phoenix Army entering this match?
We don't know just yet if he's capable of putting all the hopes and dreams of all the other 9 members of Smart Omega on his back just yet. Maybe this here, his debut, his re-debut in the league might give us the answer we're looking for.
And we're just about to see as Game 1 starts. Let's talk about the early game here, folks. Do you guys think the TNC Pro Team could potentially take the early game with this Mathilda?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Roger, Mathilda, and then you have the Bats. Yeah, they do have very strong early game. And if you're playing this right as the Valentina, you'll get level 4 a little bit faster, or at least the same speed as the Faramis. So that really just couples off your strength in the early stage, especially in the objective-taking potential.
Yeah, and now Heads just asserting dominance here in the XP lane, especially with the CC, one of the best 1v1 laners if we're talking about the XP lane right now.
Interesting. Like the Lantern of Hope is still yet to be given to someone else.
Nice pull here in the mid lane. And looking at the mid lane, though, slight trade up here from Goyo and Ukir. Big rotation going towards the XP lane. Are we going to see a fight?
Oh, well, here's one. Possibly just waiting to happen. Ryota keeping up the heals from Rebo. I mean, there's one good way to use the Florin.
Yeah, just making sure that your laners are safe. Ryzen about hit level 4. Denies H2 out of his level 4 power spike and continues to harass H2 inside his jungle.
Yeah. Ever since MPL Season 9, I have not seen like Hatred and Ryota together in a game. And I'm actually just surprised that TNC decided to not play Hatred up against Omega today. It's a little bit of nugget there, but now we can feel Heads just, being ahead of the curve. This is the main strength of the CC. Just laning stage-wise, it's super strong.
Oh yeah, super strong against this Arlet, especially pre-level 4, I would say. That access to the final slash is something that we have to wait for this Arlet. But now the Turtle being started here by the Phoenix Army.
Already less than a fifth of its health, quickly bursting it down. Free major objective for the Phoenix up top. Yoshi spots H2, still not reaching level 4. What's he gonna do here? Oh, the duel!
Go for the red tree.
Forces out the red tree. Now Yoshi catches the Appraiser's Wrath. Retreating using Jome. Big J misses. Maybe 2 or 3 more hits. They're fine now. Check this out. Ryzen going for the steal. The collapse 4 members. Denna's welcome. Plus the stolen away ult. Goyo wailing away. Stun in 1. Ukir Ryzen not have an ult here. Ryzen very low.
One more.
Pushing them back. Ryzen goes down. First blood drawn by the new general.
And now, the Barangay with the first blood. Still, the gold lead is in the hand of TNC Pro Team.
The TNC, that was really well done coming up from Super Yoshi, that he's able to delay H2, and that actually allowed TNC to get the turtle for themselves free. However, Ryzen had this overconfidence of getting still the retribution and getting the purple buff. Super Yoshi just pokes at this point. But yeah, I mean, Ryzen did take
Oh! He's been trying to get away. Oh!
Man,
this is not
that's
free.
A combo.
Oh, wow.
This is
That is by far my favorite Fredrin combo. Dash into a taunt. You cannot escape that.
What was Yoshi thinking?
I mean, he was playing the Mathilda. Sometimes you get overconfident with the amount of shields, the amount of dashes that you have, and then you just suddenly bite the dust, you know?
I mean, this early on, you're not making enough shields nor healing as much from the Quantum Charge. Up top, Yasuo gets pulled in, has 3 bits of damage, transforming, just to be able to dash out. He's fine.
Yeah. Now, looking at the map, TNC looking to invade the top side of this map, and now H2 looking to defend as well on his red buff, or orange buff rather. 10 seconds before the second turtle spawns.
Ryzen is a little bit ahead when it comes to the EXP. I'll try to force H2 to use the retribution at this point, and he did use it. And that means free turtle.
Yeah, it's going to be worse for Omega, because again, they did not get any of that first turtle at all. But now, they're checking in 4 for 4. Yasuo a little far in from the Y bush. I think this is a straight call. The Barangay don't want none of this.
Yeah, they're going to give out this turtle for free, and that's going to be the second turtle going to the hands of TNC Pro Team, still building on that 500 gold lead.
This
little
is
bit of
very
lead for
characteristic for TNC.
Yeah.
This is just how they play.
Yep. At 1.92 turtles per game, Ryzen is already, you know, proving his worth as a jungler. Also securing those early objectives. And a push from TNC is definitely beneficial, especially because we're just looking at when the outer third energy shields will drop.
Yeah, and that's an easy 150, 200 gold for the hands of the Roger, but Super Yoshi might get a bit of damage here, but no big commit coming in from Omega. Still defending their orange side.
Yeah, of the past 5 minutes, I'd say 2 or 3, H2's been defending his own jungle. And it's all because of Yoshi. He's so aggressive. He died once. But I'd say, so far, it's allowed for Ryzen to be this far ahead.
Ryzen!
That was welcome. Oh, missed him. No one home. H2 cannot bear. Now Ryzen backing off. Guiding wins off. And they're fine. TNC holding an 800 gold lead. H2, wow, crossing the river.
Now using the retribution as well. They're not yet done. They want Yasuo or the turret. Now they're going to go up here. Going up for Super Yoshi!
There we go. Final slash coming in. Claps 1. Goyo's out. And they go in straight through tier 2. Ryzen very low. Still alive though, pushing them back. They're going to try to collapse. Just 1 minion left. Turret's going to fall. Super Yoshi comes in. Jumps under 2. Backing off, but now Yoshi's gonna get clapped this time around. H2 getting 1 more, 2 for none.
3 kills for the new Barangay, and now we have an even ball game.
Yep, and Omega with a very quick 5-man up top. This is just 6 minutes in and they wanna get a push. And even when H2 has been finding a lot of trouble when it comes to his jungling, he's already 3-0-1 for the side of Omega. The fact that he's not dying but he's securing some of those kills means that there is a little bit of catch-up for H2 right now. Ryzen is level 10 and H2 is level 9, but that means that Omega has still even up the economy.
Yeah, now third turtle being started here by TNC. Super Yoshi goes in.
That's 1 big jump, 2 knocked up. H2 still alive. Jome wailing away. Big appraiser's wrath though. TNC scored 23 for 3. Dennis welcome in, already down 1. TNC going in for 4, trade up for H2. Goyo and heads backing off. Ryzen still alive. There's the old Nether Realm from Hook here. Ryzen's gonna get clapped this time around. Ryota takes his head. And that's a lot of kills for the Barangay.
Omega looking quite aggressive today. Going in for the heroes instead, giving away the turtle. Was it worth it, Wolf?
Definitely worth it because they'll be able to push the mid as well. They're grouping up as 5. All they wanted is to really funnel all of their resources onto Jome, and they're doing a great job at it. In that past clash, by the way, Ukir was not, Goyo wasn't able to find the NetherRealm copy onto Ukir, which is interesting. And that meant that TNC's team fight was really, really bad. And I think that they're banking on that fact.
I gotta say, Rebo and Ryota in this game as well, showing up, giving heals, giving in the crowd control, giving Omega the control that they want inside these fights, and now they're going in for another aggressive push.
Yep, Jome here, gonna wail away and take down, and now it's on like Pumpkin Parry, forcing an early ult from Goyo. TNC in trouble, the final slash from Ryota, taking down the mid laner from TNC.
Oh no, H2!
5, check it out, Heads is so far away, he's split pushing like CKTD, and now Ryota dashing, Ryzen goes down, Ryota gets his head, and just like that, another wave crashes on through. Tier 2 say goodbye, but up top, Heads looking to trade.
The team fighting coming in from Omega. This feels very refreshing to see in the early game, Wolf.
Yeah, amazing jungle coming out from Omega as well. Especially with the trade that they have in Ryota on this Arla, just very, very confident about the limitations of his hero. Allowed for Omega to get extra kills. And even when Ryzen already was able to target Ryota with the Daytona's Welcome under the turret, the fact of the matter is he's still exposed, and Jome just auto-attacked the Barretts to death.
And now the Lord being started by the new Barangay with a 400 gold lead. H2 already tanking a lot of damage here. Goyo is found out by Ukir. Super Yoshi and Ryzen already in the corner. H2 going in for Ukir instead. They're still preparing for the Lord, but who's gonna get it?
Heads is gonna make it. There's a Circle Eagle already. Yoshi looking for Rebo, spotted. They are scattered. Final slash on the 2. Yasuo forced to flicker back. He's very low. The Netherrealm from Ukir, big knockup. Lord's on their side. Lord at a 5th of his health, a 10th of his health.
H2.
Now, Heads looking to get it in. Retribution for the Barangay. Clean take.
Ooh. And after giving out 3 turtles, they take the first Lord for themselves.
Super scrappy fight for TNC, but a clean take for Omega. Looking at opposite ends of the spectrum, Super Yoshi jumped way too early, and Goyo, even when he was just standing in front of Ukir, did not copy the Famous ultimate, and actually did not use the ultimate the entire clash. While Omega, they're being very much on point. Ryota with his jump, also Ukir with the timing of the Famous ultimate. Rebo just keeping tabs of Jome all throughout that clash. It's night and day between the team fights of the two teams.
Looking good for the new Barangay. Jome's going to go in for the turret here on top side, and H2 is going to provide a lot of pressure inside the purple side of TNC. Omega is looking good in the early game, but still, it's just a 2k gold lead.
This is the biggest lead we've seen all 10 minutes of Game 1, and that is speaking just about what we've seen so far. Ukir has already changed Omega's tempo. Ukir saw in the mid-game where he can make a difference and even force Goyo to act weirdly, is what Wolf observed, right? So now, they're already knocking down TNC's door.
Now H2 gonna get eaten up. Daytona's Welcome. Go back to the Barangay, he says. And now Ryota looking for the final slash.
They're wailing away. H2 very deep. There's a lot of damage coming in, but he's still alive. Will stay alive for maybe 1 second longer as the turret falls, saved by the Netherrealm. And now Heads catching a lot. The ult from Goyo saves him, but Ukir says, nah, son, you ain't ever gonna leave. And they're gonna move on to mid.
And now mid lane is the push, is the call here for the new Barangay. Goyo trying to defend with that siege minion about to fall down. I feel like this is already a successful defense from TNC Pro Team, but Omega, they got what they wanted down bottom.
I would say not a successful defense for TNC at all, because they weren't able to get any kill after that. They lost their turret. It's still very scrappy at their team fights.
They're still going. They're still going underneath. Tier 3 in mid. That's a turret down. Yasuo down. Omega just collapsing onto the Phoenix. They trade out Ryota for Ryzen. 2 for 1 so far. Omega, they've been so disciplined up until this point. H2 taking too much damage. Head takes him down. And now Head traded out for Ukir. They smell blood in the water. They smell blood in the water. Netherrealm coming in. There's a wave
Super
in
Yoshi.
mid. The wave is still here. They just need to wail away at the base. Game 1 goes to the Barangay.
And they finally secure their second point in the regular season. Smart Omega takes Game 1.
And I gotta say, big props to Ukir in this game. Specifically that last clash, or it's not actually the last clash, but the bottom lane turret push, the inhibitor, big dove upon, and then entirety of Omega with the way that they're juggling. And like I said, TNC just cannot find a good team fight. For some reason, they're so disoriented.
Yeah. And I say the mix of veterancy and new blood for Smart, Omega is looking great today. They had the Rebo and H2 in with Ukir straight up from MDL. I'm liking this Smart Omega lineup.
Not to mention how patient and how persevering H2 was for the first 5 or 6 minutes of that game, right? TNC were living in his orange side jungle. He recovered like Taz, if you know what I'm saying. Taz from MPL ID is so good at this all throughout the 2023 season. And now here, we've seen H2. He picked up a few lessons from across the seas. Like, you know what? I can do that. Ryzen, you can live here. I'm fine.
Yeah, and not just that, but Super Yoshi as well was just going in the jungle again and again. But how did H2 survive that amidst all of those pressure?
Well, it was just all about the trades, and they make sure that after the objectives were taken by TNC, the fight afterwards, the post-turtle takes or post-turtle fights were actually always in favor of TNC, of Omega. And I think I will not just credit H2 here, but the fact that Ukir was always there. And they gotta have to hand it to Rebo and Jom. They did not separate their ways at all.
Yeah. And looking at that entire match, the veterans, the new bloods for Smart Omega, I kind of want to see who the MVP is. It looks like it's going to be Ukir from MDL all the way to MPL with a successful debut game, giving Omega their second win.
Yep. First game for Ukir, already the MVP of the game. And I think that he really played this Faramis so well. I was thinking, like, there was some part of the game where Goya wasn't able to copy the Faramis ultimate. That happened in the early stages, which kind of you have to give it to Ukir because he wasn't really seen by this Valentina. But up until the end, the timing of his ultimate to support his teammates was phenomenal. Going in for the Durance allows him to be more aggressive in the early stages, and then in Shadow Tasma to kind of spam the snag from the Shadow Stampede, which he was able to utilize perfectly. And I think in this game there were so many good snags even the early stages coming out from Ukir, and we're gonna see through the highlights how this happened. A very important fight, as there will be a trade. Ryzen already did not have to did use the retribution, but then tried to fight again, and he was exposed. And right after his ultimate, he was already being taken by the Stampede. And here's a wonderful team fight coming out from Omega. Watch out for the turret juggling, as well as Ryota just taking advantage of the healings. And then Ryzen exposed. You can see Ukir and Jom just getting in and out of the aggro of the turret so that they can fight afterwards. The dive eventually coming out from H2, almost being punished by TNC, but Ukir had a good timing of the Nether Realm. That's why they were punished eventually afterwards. At this point, TNC just scrambled. There wasn't any good usage of their ultimates. And even at this point, Goyo still has the ultimate, but does not have Ukir, not in range of Ukir, so that they cannot find the opening. I mean, there's so many times where the ultimate was up for Miss Valentina, wasn't able to utilize it. It's mainly because of the positioning that you see from Omega.
Yeah, and looking at the stats here, it's a 12-minute game. It honestly felt like it was 20 minutes or so with all the action that we saw. But let's run down the stats here.
Yep. Of course, the Florida, the first victory of the Florida we've seen quite a while. Going for tenacity and just in general, going for the support emblem meant that he's able to spam. And also, the fact that he went for tenacity meant that even when TNC tried to dive him, he will be able to pop the ultimate no matter what. He did not die in this game, actually. 0-0 and 11. Rebo's phenomenal positioning as well as the support from his teammates allowed TNC to eventually win in this game. And interestingly, the early pickup on the Thunderbelt for the members of Omega. I think that their idea in this particular game is to kind of tank up in the early stage. It was brute force breastplate for H2 and then Jom with the Thunderbelt. So what they're trying to do here is to kind of sustain themselves first and then teamfight as 5. And that was the main theme of this game for Omega going up against TNC. TNC wanted to control the early game, but they cannot because of how sustainable and tanky for Omega was, and also the fact that they're grouping up as 5.
Yeah, and looking at that 5v5s, looking at all the team fights, I think Ukir really shined around those areas, considering that this Faramis, as far as I know, was picked, I think, in the second phase. They just gave Ukir that compliment.
It was picked in the first phase, actually. It was the first phase, second side, so red.
Exactly.
And because of this performance by Smart Omega, they have single-handedly boosted Florin's win rate to 50%.
That's true.
Season 13, she's 1 for 1 now. 1 loss,
That's
1
true.
win.
That's
and
true.
who'd have thought that it would come in clutch in this very, very critical place that Smart Omega needed a dub.
Yeah, and coming in from Rebo himself, one of the more renowned veterans here in our league. Welcome back, I would say, in with their second win in the regular season. And looking at the format, I just want to revisit that as well. If they're able to secure their second win in either Game 3 or Game 2, they're going to get their first 3 points of the season. So this is really big if you're smart Omega. By the way, Infinix GT Series Outplay the Rest, brought to you by Infinix, the official sponsor of MPL Season 13.
Be unstoppable and outplay the rest with the Infinix GT Series.
And now speaking of outplaying, TNC Pro Team, it was obvious that they got outplayed inside team fighting. Do we have to see big adjustments coming in from TNC Pro Team in Game 2?
Here's what happened. Besides how Goyo was spaced out very well by Ukir, seeing how important that Valentina was to their overall team fighting strategy, the way we set up how the young Phoenix heads was a key point to their path towards victory. A majority of Game 1, he was away from TNC. He was away from his teammates. Even in that last team fight, he was trying to split push and then too late. Smart Omega was already knocking down 2 inhibitors. So now maybe, I don't know if you would agree with me, Wolf, maybe they draft to allow for him to join fights sooner.
I think CC should be tailored towards that kind of playstyle. But I think that TNC really panicked when everything was going down. When Omega tried to group up, the natural response or the fight or flight response is flight, wherein you try to split the map because you know that you cannot fight 5v5. So it's more like the way that they're deciding on where to put their pieces in the map.
And speaking of pieces and team fighting, there's one hero that comes to mind. The Vexana is one of the best team fighting mages out there right now, and his high rarity Zenith skin, Twisted Fairytale, is now available. From March 25 to April 30, participate in the draw event and enjoy 30% off your first 10x draw and 50% off your daily first 1x draw.
Here's the thing, you can even stand a chance to win Vexana's battle emote, I'm the Queen, Elimination Effect, Apple of Doom, and other amazing skins. Come on and join the draw now.
I personally gotten the emote, but I unfortunately ran out of diamonds to get the actual skin itself. So for the people watching there on YouTube, make sure to join our giveaways. And for TikTok, the Laurie Good Bag, you might get a bonus diamonds there of 500 if ever you do join our mechanics and giveaways. That way, you could get extra diamonds for those beautiful skins. And speaking of beautiful skins, I know this isn't part of the spiels here, but that Moskov skin, though. That infernal something skin.
With the ID.
With the ID, it's so good. And I would say that I hope I see the Moskov soon enough here inside. Because the most unique heroes used here is right now 34 at Smart Omega. Who knows? They might bring it out.
Yeah, they probably can be the team that kind of picks it up. However, that's like if the carry is left open as well as the Roger, those two heroes, you always kind of want to pick it up, right? It's too good. It's like, I think the carry and the Roger right now might even be at the same level of the Uranus Esmeralda duo that we've had before.
Don't remind me. I hate that. I hate that time. Honestly, Season 8, Esmeralda Uranus. Every time that the camera pans through the XP lane, you know nothing's gonna happen, man. It's like you and me fighting in the XP lane. You're Uranus, I'm Esmeralda. I'm just doing this, and you're doing what? See?
That.
Yeah.
I'm even dressed like Uranus. Look at that.
Yeah, the color.
I'm not dressed like Esmeralda, though. That's sad. I should be dressed as Esmeralda. I wish. How about you? You're the Grok man.
Yeah.
How do you dress like Grok?
How do I dress? I need a totem.
Yeah. You know, there are a lot of off-stream stuff that we would like to know, and would like to know the story of H2O. So H2, it's your time to shine.
Masabi ko po na nagtagumpay po ngayong season pag nakapasok po kami ng playoffs. Sarili ko po. Inaalay ko po sarili ko.
Ngayong season 13, nang masabi kong nagtagumpay na ako, siguro pag nag-champion ako ngayong season, tsaka pag nag-champion ako ng international, MSC or M6, yun, ayun masasabi ko tagumpay na ako. Talagang pwede na ako mag-retire. Ayun lang gusto ko namang patunayan, mag-champion ayun lang di ko nakakamit
Man, I love to see H2 still with the burning passion of winning an international title. Even mentioned M6 out there. He has been playing for a long time already in the league, and it's I feel like one big push is all it takes for someone like H2 to turn from a local hero to an international champion.
He's been playing for 4 years now.
4 years, baby.
4 years, that's right, because it was season 6.
That's right, when they qualified under Next Play Solid.
Wow.
Well, he was joined by his brothers, Yaoi, now playing for Aura, and Renegade the Hitman,
Yes, sir.
Bacarse. I miss him dearly.
Yeah. Everybody misses Renegade, honestly.
Not as much as me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, but you are the
Okay.
Renegade super fan.
I am
Can you
an-
say that? Can
I
you
am
say
an
that?
advocate of the Hitman.
Advocate of the Hitman. No, say it. I'm a Renegade super fan.
I live and breathe Renegade.
Damn, that's even more interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
You can't tell me what to do, but I will say it's close to what you're asking me.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
That's just it, you know.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. And continuing this conversation, which player do you miss the most, honestly?
Wow, that's interesting. I gotta say Dilar, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Hey, Dilar is LFT right now.
Dilar is LFT.
Hey, who knows?
Yep. One player that I do like always when he's playing is Raflisha.
Oh.
That is very, very, especially in interviews, right?
Yep.
That guy's
China's what we would like to call in the business the complete package.
Why?
Okay.
He's got experience.
Okay.
He's a great talker.
Two-time champion.
Two-time champion. Creates content.
Yeah.
Solid on the land of Dawn.
Yeah. Then the complete package, definitely. And speaking of complete package, I would say Rebo is also in the line of a complete package.
Yeah.
No, wait, cross that. Rebo and also H2. H2 does content, but you know, hasn't won championships yet. And he did mention it earlier in his interview. But now let's head on to the draft. Looking at the draft right now, it's Omega in the blue side, red side on TNC. What can we see and what can we expect, Wolf?
X-Borg perhaps is the ban for TNC.
Always on the way.
And unsurprisingly, the Faramis being banned out. Ukir looked to be a beast with that hero.
Oh, yeah. With that MVP performance in game number 1, it's no doubt that he could play that hero. But do you think that it's a very singular type of play style here for Ukir? Or can he play the Gushons and the... I don't know. What's an exotic mid laner?
He had a mid Phoveus already.
Yep.
Oh.
So I discount the fact that he only is a one-trick Faramis. He's definitely going to be able to pick up Vexana. Definitely going to be able to pick up a Lilia. So that's out of the question.
Yeah. Okay. With the setup bans, I think Omega are eyeing first pick Fredrin, honestly. And for TNC, they should ban X-Borg, then take the CC again. Make another case for that CC play. And then maybe take out the Rebo heroes afterwards.
Yeah. How do you even build around the CC? Like, what's a good idea around that one?
Yeah, you want to speed up the CC so that he can join the fights. You want a sweeper with the CC because CC deals the damage, and you need someone to kind of finish the kill afterwards. So
Clean up.
Yeah, to clean up. Somewhere in the lines of a Roger, as expected. Oh. Okay, so what's left open? The Fredrin should be the first pick here for Mega, right? Yeah. Oh, it's not. It's Minotaur.
Wow.
They are really just making sure the GOAT knows what's going on. Like, Rebo, what do you need? All right, cool. We'll do that first.
Yeah, and I would argue that the Minotaur right now is second to the Mathilda in terms of what he could bring to the table.
Yep.
So, no doubt, this Minotaur first pick on the blue side, already calling it worth it.
Yep, I do like it. You're gonna be scratching your head if you're TNC because you gave that up.
My own path.
Arlet Fredrin perhaps for TNC. Pick it up immediately.
Yeah, big on the combos. Fredrin and Arlet. I would say that this is a soft combo where the amount of crowd control that this Fredrin could give just allows Arlet to dash so much more.
Yep.
Should be Barretts for Omega as their follow-up, or Barretts in combination with the carry perhaps. Or I'm thinking there is a chance for Omega to kind of pick up the Akai actually.
Ooh.
Because you kind of have your own self-cleanse as you would with Barretts, right? And the fact that there's so many like CC, or not actually the hero, but crowd control for TNC, it kind of merits the Akai or the Barretts.
Yeah, the Barretts could be a great pick here, but looks like they're going to go for the Vexana instead and pair it up with the Roger once again. And most likely, this will be going to the hands of Jome once again.
Yeah. So, do you pick up the Harith here for TNC? Usually the answer to the Roger. Or do you just pick up the Claude?
Harith has a whopping 1 win in Season 13.
Okay.
In the hands of AP
At
Red.
least it's whopping.
Oh. Okay. I take that. I take that.
I take that one whopping W, then
Thick air of
multiple L's.
thick air of sarcasm, but
Yeah.
but no, it's very difficult because again, even if it is like fundamentally a great answer to
Yeah.
the Roger. You pick it this early, best believe the Barangay's gonna clap back with the last 2 picks. Like, oh,
Exactly.
He's gonna beat up that Harith.
Everyone has a beast within.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for the Masha instead. And this probably confirms. So I'm not saying surely, but still this is either a big flex between the Rome and XP, between the Arlet, you know?
I kind of get what you mean, but I kind of don't want the Masha to be the EXP in this particular game, especially because you're facing up against both like Vexana and Minotaur. That's hard to really get into the backlines. Unless you have Dar hit from the Rome Masha, right? X-Borg should be a ban here for TNC. Well,
wow. Right on the dot there. And now for the stats of Ryota as well. Look at that average CC time. Just 11.4. That's a lot of crowd control.
Does that mean second or?
Yes, that's a second.
Okay.
No,
just making sure.
Just making sure, you know. The Luyi taken out here for the side of Barangay. The new Barangay, rather. And looking at the Luyi, the chip is still open if you want the teleportation. Chip number.
That's right. No easy access. No VIP pass here, bro. You can get the backstage. You go through the bouncer. You go through Rebo.
That's true. Did you just give him a new moniker?
No, he's a
The
Minotaur.
bouncer?
No, he's a Minotaur. He's the front door.
That's true. He's the front door.
He does deserve a new moniker, though.
Yeah, you know, the title of GOAT is a highly contested title.
Right now, most especially.
Yeah, most
and how
especially.
crazy is that? 4 out of the 5 were all in the M2 lineup of Bread and Swords.
I was crazy once. They put me in a room filled with rubber rats. No. All right, please continue with your idea, Wolf.
Everything was thrown out the window.
lost
I just lost it. What is there for Goyo? Right there it is. Angela.
Greatest inventions.
Okay, yeah. Oh, obviously Angela Masha. That's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
The fact that Novaria is not getting picked up kind of
bothers you.
Kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
You know?
Still, the Nova and the Nana are still out there.
Yep.
I mean, the Nana definitely
Nana's
one
great.
of the more aggressive picks here, I would say. You pair it up with Arlet, it's going to be insane, but looks like they're going to get for the carry instead. You did mention this earlier.
Yep. Oh man, Omega, I really like the Akai now for their hero. And then CC is still available, which is super duper good versus the Arlet, like 1v1 wise. And the benefit that you get out of the Akai is that you prevent the dives from both the Arlet as well as the Masha.
Yeah.
And I think TNC are going to regret giving that up. So either Akai or Barats here for Omega. And then for Ryota, it's either the CC or actually a Terizla.
Yeah, I honestly miss Terizla. I feel like he hasn't been picked for a lot of times already. It's always been different options out there. But they're going to go for the Glue instead and the Harith.
Jungle
which
Harith.
means it's going to be either a Jungle Harith or a Jungle Roger.
Jungle Roger.
Jungle Roger.
Jungle Roger.
Straight
H2.
out of the book of Aether. It's the book of Aether.
Hi, Jungle Roger.
We're throwing back to 2021 Season 7.
We are so back. With no Faramis, no AoE, what do you pick up against the Glue now? TNC. No Luyi as well.
Ryota has a one-track mind. Find Yasuo. That's it.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be difficult for TNC. What else do you pick up? Nana, maybe?
It's also dangerous to play the Gourd.
Yep, Gourd.
If I was just a tree in the
Well, looks like they're going to go for the Nana, as you guys said. There's only like 2 counter picks to the Glue. It's the Vexana and the Faramis. The Vexana is on their side right now, so the Glue makes a lot of sense.
So good.
Okay, Jungle Raj. We're going to see it.
Jungle Roger after a long time without
Roger Tol!
Lancelot, okay. Roger wins games. If you don't know that reference, Google it right now.
This is history.
History.
This is a legacy of a hero that has been reworked and went through a renaissance and now back in the role it started in.
Yep. And you know how historic would it be if Omega gains their first sweep of the regular season of MPL Philippines Season 13 with a Jungle Roger?
Yep.
You could hear someone say right now, probably restreaming, probably watching, saying Roger wins games.
Here we go. Confirm that it is going to be a roaming Masha though.
Yep.
That's a roaming Masha and an XP lane Arlet.
I'm so excited for this game. It's been a while, and but I would say that it's still a big risk if you're Smart Omega, considering that the safety of having a flicker is now not an option for this Roger.
Yep.
I really like the glue pick, though. I think it's a really good find coming out from Mr. Snap, Coach Snap. Looking for that glue. Glue is always a problem for the carry, so I really like this play coming out from Omega. And it's not like a hero that you can bully out of the lane, right? It's a very good laner.
That's true.
It bullies you.
Exactly.
And for the most part, if you touch it and he touches you back, it's not the best time. It's very sticky, very painful. And now Heads looking for some pain.
Here we go. First blood might be upon us. And Ryota gets squished just like that.
Wow.
We were just talking about how good the glue is, and TNC's like, nuh-uh.
Maybe overestimated his tankiness, especially in the early game. I do believe that when you're level 1, level 2, no matter how tanky you are, there will be no strong guy in front of 4 people.
Yep. And he did not burn the flicker, knowing that it's already...
He accepted his fate.
He accepted his fate, generally. This is the benefit, or I mean the disadvantage of going for something like a marksman jungler.
Yeah.
In the first 2 minutes of the game, you don't have the license to team fight, actually. You're just focused on farming.
Uh-oh. Top lane, TNC.
Now
they're going to bear down on Ryota. They're going to make him pay for that first blood.
Yeah, and they're going to try to get Ukir and Ryota level 4 here in the XP lane, but Ryzen is ready to respond just in case. Goyo going to do the same thing. Going to clear out the 2 siege minions before the turtle even starts, but Heads looking for that level 4 reset. Doesn't really find it.
And they're going to go ahead and clear those XP lane carts. And just like that, we're up. Whoa! Off camera, just barely to your left, folks. Ukir gets popped there.
H2 is level 5.
Another kill for TNC. But yeah, no, some good news for the Barangay. They are hyper farming now. Okay. Another fight breaks out.
Yoshi
jumps onto H2. H2 transforms. H2 looking for 1. Ryzen gonna confirm the turtle here. Big knockup coming in from the GOAT. Heads gets taken out. That's 1 for 1. Turtle for a kill.
Also gold for H2.
Yep. That is a very interesting dynamic for TNC. They've already did a great job like zoning out H2 and forcing that jump. However, Ryzen did not pop the retribution, thinking that they want to invade afterwards, but unfortunately they weren't able to do so because there was 1 casualty on their side. So I think that was a miscalculation definitely for TNC. Had it been that they popped the retribution, they would have gotten the shields faster, and they could have just run down Omega, but didn't happen.
And then maybe go for the turn.
Exactly.
Now H2
may have thought a little too forward.
Yeah. Trying to go for the fight there. Still TNC very even with the gold. Just a 100 gold lead for the Phoenix Army. And looking at the early to the mid-game portion, do you guys think that TNC could hold on to this lead? And if yes, what should they do?
Something tells me we're going to follow the same beats as Game 1. Where we're going to have these 2 teams try to jockey for position. Because it's clear. They both know what the other's up to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Ryzen is almost level 7 at this point, and it's always the resource battle for the XP for both the junglers. The fact that H2 is making a little bit of a distance between him as well as Ryzen means that come the first Lord fight, even when they lose all of the 3 turtles, they're going to have a great time.
Here we go. Ryzen leaning hard. That's it. Can't save Rebo with your old Eternal Guard spent by Ukir already. TNC on the offense here.
Yeah, the flicker burn as well. Big thing for the upcoming turtle fight. Ukir has to think twice before positioning or even showing himself inside or near that turtle pit.
10 seconds until turtle spawns. H2 still securing his purple. Does this look like they can contest?
Yeah, I feel like Omega has to give this out for free. The TNC Pro Team, they're already starting the last or second turtle of the game, and H2 just right in the corner. They're going to contest.
Here we go. All 5 members of the Barangay in the pit. Yoshi coming in from the flank. And there's a big collapse on the Ryzen. Zaman Force spent already. H2 secures a turtle. Ryzen still alive. Gets that grab. And Ukir taken out by Yoshi. Clawing at him. And there you go. Yoshi's going to get popped as well in the back. H2 gets another one.
Wow, that is such a great call coming in from Omega. Immediately turning on that Frederick.
Yep, wonderful call. Absolutely. And like I said, because of the EXP advantage that H2 is getting in this particular game, kind of felt like even when TNC starts the neutral objectives, there's always that comeback potential. And at this point, this is the power spike of the Harith. They weren't able to hold down the Harith, and now H2 gets the purple buff, even much bigger of a gap between the Roger as well as the Fredrin.
Yeah, uses his retribution for it, and no trade coming in from TNC Pro Team. You gotta defend heads here. Ryota zoning him out, and now the turret might be free.
Wow, look at this Ryota just doing the glue shuffle. Heads can't even think to defend. Jom drops a Zaman Force too.
Yeah,
they want to blitz this tier 2.
Just making sure that they're able to damage this severely. Meanwhile, Yasuo trading the top lane. It looks like he's not going to be able to get that turret as well.
Uh-oh, H2 might lose his purple here. Catches a face full of ult from Goyo. And is that? No, he's secured. He's secured. They're fine. Now they collapse onto the pit. Ryzen in trouble. Got the grab, looking for one. Big knockup. Rebo secures a kill.
Goyo.
Ryota. Salmon Force for Jom. Goyo gonna get his passive popped here. Here comes Heads. Looking to save his mid laner.
Oh, H2!
And H2 still jumps onto Goyo. Adrenaline in his soul. Something gets 2 down in mid.
Consider H2 acknowledge 3-0-1 on this Roger.
And TNC tried to go. The idea was there, like evening up the purple buff. They had to use the retribution for that. And now this is turtle number 3. Unfortunately, Ryzen is in no position to contest this at all. Omega, they have a massive power spike, and H2 already has the War Axe at this point.
Yeah, playing to their strengths, playing to their power spikes. Omega is looking like a different beast right now. The same animal, but a different beast for Omega.
For the first time, we've actually seen Omega get an early lead like this. I'd say even game 1 wasn't this quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, game 1 was a 12-minute game, but this time around, 7 minutes in, Omega is already building through that 2K gold lead. Rebo with a big item power spike as well, securing that flask. TNC, what should they do around this time? Do they have to slow down this game?
Definitely. They have to look for ways to slow it down. Fortunately, they have the Nana, so they have wave clear. What they can do now is to just split the map, get as much farm as they can, wait for the late game where Super Yoshi is always a threat against Jom as well as H2.
Yeah.
There will come a time where they will have the better power spike in the latter portions of the game, so they really just have to wait for that.
Yeah, waiting for it to happen. Goyo in trouble!
And there's the jump. All it took was the desperation stomp. And now Ryzen gonna be up next. Ukir traded out Go. Yoshi finds him in the back, and now Ryzen's gonna go here. Another kill for H2.
And now H2 having fun in this game. 90% kill participation, majority of the gold in his hands. Roger wins games.
Oh man, amazing. Amazing plays coming out from Ryota actually. I gotta say, this glue pick is the problem for TNC. Yeah. Obviously, the Roger is starting to be a problem now, but I think it's Ryota and that glue pick that...
Whoa! Final slash onto the glue! Takes too much damage from underneath 2 turrets!
Okay.
But still, Omega able to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, another purple buff stolen as well. 3K gold lead here for Omega. TNC looking shell-shocked in this matchup. Cannot find an answer to that glue unless they go for a 5-man collapse.
Yep.
And they have 2 turrets.
Yep. Ryzen, level 10. H2 is level 13. First Lord fight. No chance for TNC to fight this. Unless a miracle happens. But not having the flicker on Yoshi means that Ukir, also not having the flicker, might be safe for now.
Uh-oh.
What?
Look at this, in mid.
What?
They find the flank, but they answer back with a Minoan Fury. Super Yoshi down. Jom gets a kill. Zaman Force in mid. Ryzen's gonna fall next. H2 gets another one. 2 free kills. 2 for Omega.
Man.
Crucial Winter's Truncheon here. Coming in from Ukir, growing as a player.
Oh man, ill-advised jump coming out from Super Yoshi. Even when that will be a 1-for-1 trade-off, they know. Maybe he did not look at the items that was available now for Omega.
Yeah.
Smart Omega made that Masha look like old Masha, where the life bars going down did not give you an invulnerability frame.
Exactly.
And that is already the first Lord secured here for the side of Omega. They've gotten 2 turtles and 1 Lord. Majority of the objectives secured in this game. And now with a 5k gold lead, let's look at the instant replay.
Yep. Super Yoshi, yeah. Really ill-advised here. And we know that there always is going to be the sustain of his teammate. And Ryzen is just, at this point, really a non-factor. And it's not his fault. It's because of Ryota just really jumping and grabbing that Fredrin.
And now with the Lord knocking down in the mid lane, can they find a team fight?
Big final slash setting him up, but the answer back. The Midon Fury heads here very low, taken out. Ryota scores another one. The turret, though, still stands in mid. TNC keeps their inhibitor.
2 more waves to defend if you're TNC Pro Team, but looks like they're going to take away the orange buff. Omega still securing resources where they can find it.
How about round 2? Here we go. Zaman Force one more time. Super Yoshi finding a target to jump onto. Turret still standing. Ryzen goes down. Goyo barely alive. Now their eyes on the Super Yoshi. Flickering around. Ace 2 takes down the Amazon. The Masha falls. Just 3 defenders left for the Phoenix as Barangay Omega takes down the top lane inhibitor. Now the base heads going down as well.
Yasuo
for Ukir. And now, here we go. Smart Omega looking to take it in. They sweep the Phoenix. Smart Omega wins their first series in Season 13.
With Ukir going in MPL. In H2, Rebo clocking in. They finally secure their first 3 points.
Unbelievable performance from Ukir in his debut. And I think that at this point, what you will remember and what you will take out is the way that he clutched and outplayed TNC. First game, it was the timing with the Netherrealm. Second game, that Winter Truncheon that really destroyed everything for the side of TNC. I still have got to commend Snap, though, for drafting that glue. I think that glue was the nail the coffin, I'd say. That particular game.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Yes.
And the whipped cream on top of this whole flambe, that Jungle Roger.
Yeah, and that caramelization over that creme brulee or whatever, man. Just saying that glue pick was beautiful, but still, let's clap our hands for TNC Pro Team, who definitely showed up in this game. They still have matches left in this week to potentially secure some points, but for Smart Omega, how refreshing is it to start week 4, the latter half of the regular season, finally with their first win?
Well, super duper good, because this is like today specifically is the last game for round 1 of the round robin.
And now we're going to be able to finally talk with Smart Omega with our hosts, Marakino and Hans.
Congratulations to Smart Omega. Let's give him a round of applause. H2. H2, it's nice. I finally get to interview you. So nag-struggle kayo ng 3 weeks. Ano nag-contribute sa panalo nyo ngayon?
Nung Holy Week, parang kami, hindi kami masyado nag-day off, hindi kami masyado naggala, ganyan-ganyan. Nag-double effort talaga kami nung Holy Week.
Kaya gano'n, nakatulong. Bakit sabi niya, what was that?
Hindi, siya kasi nag-aalay lakad eh.
So good job. Really happy na umaakit kayo ng kahit konti in terms of points.
And hindi lang yun, kasi ito yung unang panalo nila this season. So, I'm sure that it means a lot to this team, and especially sa kanilang should I say, bagong luma. Welcome back to MPL, Ukir.
Welcome back!
Welcome back! It is so nice to
katagal
see
ka
you.
nawala? Di ba nandito ka dati?
Opo.
Gano'ng katagal ka nawala?
2 seasons din po ata.
2 seasons dahil sa TNC siya naglaro dati.
So, how does it feel na nandito ka, nakabalik ka, and natalo mo yung team na dati kinabibilangan mo as a player as well?
Para sa akin, gusto ko lang din manalo yung kami. Kasi iniisip ko na lang din wala kaming points. Tapos masaya, syempre ito yung unang panalo namin. Tapos yung pagbalik ko sa stage, parang gigil ako pumawi kasi yung sa TNC parang parang hindi ko nabigay yung full potential ko. Ganun.
So ito na ba yung full potential mo? Kasi ikaw yung naging MVP nung game number 1, ikaw ang nakatulong para sa unang panalo ng Smart Omega. So yung addition mo dito sa koponan na to, paano kaya nagbago yung dynamics ng koponan?
Siguro yung paglilid ko sa game, yun na yung parang, kailangan kasi ng direction yung game namin eh. So parang may kailangan sundin. So ako yung parang nire-raise ko yung voice ko para sumunod sila sa akin. Ganun.
So ikaw yung shot caller.
Sakto lang.
Ikaw yung pinaka-vocal.
Sakto lang.
Kamusta siya as a leader dun sa comms nyo?
Okay naman. Ano siyang player eh, maplano eh. Ayun yung kulang sa amin eh. Parang wala kaming leader sa team.
I think what's missing is a man with a plan. At iyan ang nakikita ni H2 dito kay Ukir. But speaking of which, H2 is actually our MVP of game number 2. So give him a warm round of applause, man. H2, this is a very good win para sa inyo. Ano bang i-expect namin sa darating na Smart Omega? Because as far as we can remember, right, this is the same glimpse of Omega from the past seasons. Magsisimula ng medyo mabagal and then mag-iinit pagdating ng dulo. Is this the same for this season or what do you think?
Siguro ito na yung start ng momentum namin since mag-i-start na yung round 2. So parang look forward namin na kaya na namin ulit manalo.
Kumpiyansa sa sarili. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners for the first series of the day, Smart Omega.
You may now take your bow and take your walk of victory. The very first time this season na maglalakad sa harap ang Barangay Smart Omega.
You know, they have to feel good about that, especially kitang-kita natin yung smiles nila, the way they bring themselves to the stage. It's nice to see them, you know, sharing their stories and getting those interviews.
And hopefully, ito na ang simula sa kanilang pagkapanalo, keeping the momentum. But we're gonna break that down for you, so we're gonna go back to our casters. Pasok!
Thank you so much, Hans and Mara. And it's just in time for Smart Omega to secure their first 3 points. They were in desperate need of them. Yep. And now, with securing their 3 points, they are now 4 points inside the league. And that's a significant improvement from having just a singular point.
And I think the most important one is the confidence that goes with it. Like winning that decisively against TNC allowed for H2 to bring back his confidence as a jungler for Omega. And what better way to win a series and become the MVP but pick a Roger with it. Roger is not picked enough in the jungle, and if there's anyone that can bring it up and about, it's going to be H2, going with the War Axe immediately afterwards. And the most important factor here on why Omega was able to snag the victory against TNC was the level gap. And this is one thing that also I wanted to take note about TNC. It's weird that they did not use the Retribution ASAP. And that allowed the H2 to really just improve the gap between him and Ryzen when it comes to the EXP. You gotta have to hand it to H2. Look at this jump. Look at this mechanical play coming out from H2. And then going to the right side. So far, Omega, what I noticed in the past 2 games is they're really good at juggling the turret aggro and really good at punishing TNC for that one. The confidence of Omega is through the roof just because of this fact. And dare I say, the real winner for Omega, like I said, the icing on top of whatever cake that is, a flambe, I don't know what that means, but is the glue. And it has been a problem for the entirety of the game. And I think that if you talk to the members of TNC, surely they will say that, yeah, H2 played well. But I think that everybody from TNC will agree and say, yeah, the glue was the problem.
Yeah. Looking at the stats over here, an even quicker game compared to game number 1. It's 11 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yep.
No Luminous Lord in this game. They just went at it inside the base of TNC Pro Team.
Straight up just end it for Omega. Specifically because of Jom and how he played this. Like, he knew that the second turtle will spawn in his lane, so he made sure that he is in great shape to actually teamfight against TNC, immediately zoning out the members of TNC at the start. Big J taking advantage of this Harith pickup we know for sure that it has a great power spike in the second turtle, and the fact that the turtle transfers to that side, you just have to make sure that you have enough levels, you have the Thunder Belt, making sure that you are tanky enough and also impactful enough in the team fight. There's so many good things that Omega did in this game that TNC was just, and I would use what Womi have used in that game. They were shell-shocked. I wonder what that means.
It just means that they weren't prepared for it. They were shocked. They didn't know how to handle that glue pick. And it was quite obvious as well. And I honestly think the Faramis ban and the Vexana pick as well made it even more beautiful. Because there's no other major, no other hero that could have countered that glue.
Well, it's a wonderful pickup because it makes a lot of sense against the front-to-back composition. One thing that maybe we can talk about now is the fact that Glue counters the carry, and Glue also counters the front-to-back composition, which is perfect. Like, every time that there's a Fredrin that relies to be in the front lines, you're facing up against a Minotaur and a Glue. Very difficult to play in that game.
And it's very difficult to see another glue pick, especially without that setup. So hopefully we get to see more games with him. MPL PH live stream viewer rewards are now available. Come and watch the MPL matches in TikTok to join the Goodie Bag Lottery and be one of the lucky winners.
Go to TikTok, go to the MPL Philippines TikTok channel at MPLPH_official and click the official live stream. Over to the upper left corner of the Goodie Bag Lottery to join in.
And it's such a good time to watch MPL and win prizes. And speaking of wins, it's already Smart Omega securing 3 points, but our next match will be Blacklist versus RSG. Two teams that had very different stories in week number 3. One had a lot of points, and meanwhile the other scored none. And now their story starts in week 4.
It would seem like they're both going in different directions going into the second half of Season 13. But we wish them all the best, and as the players would say, we wish them to show us a good time.
Oh, man. A classic at this point. But I do think that RSG will give us a good time in that particular game. And now, so is Blacklist. I don't know who they will be picking up. They have Kimpo as well as Haji on the rotation. And that's very true for RSG. Will this be the time where Nibor is going to get back, right? And maybe there's a little bit of change there for RSG. We don't know.
Who knows? At this point, RSG Blacklist looking good for our next match. Name is Umi. With me here is Leo and Wolf. This has been MPL Philippines Season 13, and we will be waiting for our next series after this short break.
The 13th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Smart, the official telco partner of MPL Philippines Season 13. MPL Philippines. To ensure the equality and fairness of our games, MPL Philippines is also monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusements Board.
Guys, next week na yung tournament. Game tayo, ah.
Sige, basta ako ang tank, ha?
Pinas Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Kahit anong lane, we become the monsters. Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Face the golden sun and ribbon for the 3 stars. Look at us, to the top, no ifs, no buts. Winning any game, para to sa PINAS. Di mo matikin ang aming boses sa new level. Nasa kalye man o mobile window, I become a legend. Open fire, we unite, we winners. Built with pressure, like diamonds are made of. Switch in a lane na parang gera. HP racing, may reset up. Built like a tank, buhat ni heal that full load. SS parang Lyra. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas. Kasama patas, tagumpay natin to. Dahil tayo'y malakas. Para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras. Kinikilala sa taas kasi kami ang malakas. Para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras. Kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Wow! Yeah, malakas ang Pinas. Laging every beat, no surrender, no retreat. Pag nagsama-sama, just imagine what we can achieve. Laging every beat, no surrender, no retreat. Giving 100 all my own, cause we just cannot be defeated. We are unstoppable, yun and invulnerable. Ready ang equipment, lahat frozen, malang crowd control. Pakita ko na jab like, beast of the southeast. So matawag proud and loud, cause every enemy we devour. Susundan ko ang iyong bakas. Kasama patas, tagumpay natin to. Dahil tayo'y malakas. Para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras. Kinikilala sa taas kasi kami ang malakas. Para sa Pinas. Nasa amin ang alas, hindi tuwa atras. Kinikilala sa taas, ganito kami sa Pinas. Wow! Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Kahit anong lane, we become the monsters. Malakas, Pilipinas malakas Face the golden sun and weapon for the 3 stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we the stars.
Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we unite, we the stars. Ang lakas ng Pinas, we the stars.
The 13th season of MPL Philippines is brought to you by the following sponsors. Smart, the official telco partner of MPL Philippines Season 13. Infinix GT Series, outplay the rest. Experience the MPL PH Season 13 action live at Shooting Gallery Studios. Tickets are now available on our official ticketing partner at /event.com. Don't miss any MPL PH action by following our official Facebook page and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow MPL PH on TikTok as well for more content. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the official accounts of MDL Philippines. To ensure the equality and fairness of our games, MPL Philippines is also monitored and supervised by the Games and Amusements Board.
Bago sumabak ang Blacklist International sa laban, kausapan muna natin si Oheb and Sensui. Kamusta na kayo?
Okay lang po.
Doing well? Okay, meron tayong question of the day. Ito ang question of the day. Sinong heroes ang gusto mong ma-nerf at ma-buff? Simulan natin kay Oheb.
Gusto kong ma-nerf si Freya. Lahat kasi ng tao sa RG nag-one trick Freya ngayon eh.
Kaya si Freya, ang gusto mong ma-nerf, sino ang gusto mong ma-buff?
Ang gusto kong ma-buff si Layla. Gusto ko lagyan nila ng dash si Layla para maging meta siya sa MPL.
Para maging meta. So gusto mo siyang makita sa MPL
Siguro
ngayon?
pag nilagyan nila ng dash si Freya, magiging meta.
Si Layla?
Ay, si Freya, si Layla pala.
Aha.
Lagyan nila ng dash.
Magiging very challenging.
Gawin nilang 4 skill.
Gagamitin mo?
Oo.
Gagamitin
Gagamitin ko agad yun dito.
Okay, well, pag nakinig sila, hihintayin namin yan. Ikaw naman, Sensui. Una, nerf. Sinong gusto mong hero ma-nerf?
Gusto ko ma-nerf si Roger.
Si Roger. Bakit?
Level 1 pa lang kasi may ultimate na eh.
Okay.
8 agad yung skill niya, level 1 pa lang.
Okay, sino gusto mong ma-buff?
Si Florin po kasi favorite po siya ni Coach MTV.
So, para sa kanya, i-buff natin yon.
Si Florin po, opo.
Oh, okay. So, ayan, sa mga manonood, ano nga ba ang gusto nyong ma-nerf? Ano nga ba ang gusto nyong ma-buff? At we're gonna go to your opponent at titignan natin kung sino nga ba ang gusto nilang ma-nerf and buff. Hans, ikaw naman.
This time, andito naman tayo sa side ng RSG Philippines kung saan kita nyo naman. Si Demon Kite, tsaka si Kosei. Parang hindi pwesto ng Kosei. Sige, sino ba mauna? Sino gusto mo mauna? O sige, Kite, kung ikaw ang tatanungin, sinong hero ba ang gusto mong ma-buff at sino ang gusto mong ma-nerf? Yung ma-buff na lang muna.
Gusto kong ma-buff si Hayabusa.
Hayabusa. Oo nga naman. Hayabusa. Kindly explain why.
Kasi, gusto kong magamit ulit si Hayabusa kasi sa buong career ko sa MPL, naka 5 times ata ang Hayabusa, wala pang panalo.
Okay. So, looking forward to it, si Demon Kite. Yung nerf naman, kung sakali.
Siguro si Barats.
Si Barats. Okay, bakit si Barats?
Masyadong madaya kasi sobrang lakas niya sa early.
Okay. Sobrang lakas sa early. Makes sense. Thank you, Demon Kite. Di pa natin kay Kosei. Kosei, speaking words of a gold laner, anong mga heroes ang gusto mong ma-buff tsaka ma-nerf?
Yung gusto ko ma-buff si Franco. Nami-miss ko na siya sa meta. Yung isang speciality ng namin.
Ay, si Light. Si Light, proud na proud dun sa sagot mo. Okay, pero yung nerf naman, isang mabilisan lang.
Gusto ko ma-nerf Roger. Masyadong malakas Masyadong OP sa laning.
O yan, Roger, galit na galit sa'yo si Kosei. Okay, simulan na natin to. It's RSG Philippines kontra sa Blacklist International. Casters, pasok.
Welcome back, everyone. Umi here, still joined by Leo and Wolf to bring the star match of the day featuring Blacklist International and RSG Philippines. What are those poses, my guys?
Esports poses. I'm the default skin.
I am the Flap Teasy.
This is Renegade Season 12.
Was it Renegade Season 12?
Yeah, look it up.
Which one is your favorite esports pose of all time?
That one.
That one?
Renegade.
How about you?
The Count Easy.
Oh, wow. That's hard to do.
Solid second.
I can't do that. Mine would be the Cobra pose by you. I can't do it myself, though. How do you do it?
Maybe I'll make a TikTok video.
There's a wind-up.
There's a wind-up to it.
It takes like 5 seconds, give or take. See? There you
The
go.
Venom, the Viper, strikes once again. But this time around, we're going to have to ask what's happening with Blacklist International, because last week wasn't a good week for them, and they have to put in big adjustments as they go up against RSG Philippines, who took 2 sweeps last week.
RSG is on an upward trend right now. They've found their foundation, and they are leaning hard on this lineup that is as close to RSG Prime as it gets, man. Like, this is all reliable for RSG.
Yeah, and so far, of course, we would want to congratulate Moonton as well for their wins in the Philippine Esports Awards. Congratulations. Hey. I think they've won 4 awards, and that is shared between all of us here in our community. So thank you, viewers at home, and thank you for viewers up here. Yeah. No, it's still fun, a big party over here every weekend. But going back in this match, it's Blacklist versus RSG. In terms of Blacklist International, what can we expect? What kind of changes are supposed to happen after that grueling week 3?
I think it's not out of the question that they might actually shuffle up their lineup, which is weird to say, because you wanna have Haji get used to shot calling. You wanna have Haji get used to fill in the shoes that was once worn by the Hitman. But I think, knowing Bonchan, they might have this week and maybe a couple more, maybe max week 5, to switch it up.
Can I just say that this is like one of the weird, and also this is what I dislike about esports sometimes. You know, when there's a constant like loss for a team, they always blame someone, and now it's Haji. Like, come on, man.
And now we're gonna talk with Coach Bonchan. Let's watch this video featuring the coach himself.
Nung playoffs last season, 2 beses yung tinalo yung Echo. Tama, Coach. So parang almost same Echo roster. May 2 bago. And then si Blacklist may isang bagong, not really bago, but may difference sa lineup. Do you think, Coach, na sobrang laking factor nung pagkawala ni Rene J sa team? Kaya medyo nagsastruggle yung Blacklist currently.
Malaki din talaga malaking factor din talaga kasi na-build up din namin siya as a natural shot caller namin nung previous season. And ngayon nasa process pa din kami na binibuild up si Haji. Before kasi, before mag-start yung season dati, talagang nag-spam na si Rene J ng mga position 5 na heroes. Kaya mas na-improve niya yung pagiging shot caller niya.
You always love a coach that values players not with what they're doing right now, but what they're about to do in the future. Haji still being built up here by Blacklist International. Let's talk about that, but we can save that for later because right now we're talking about RSG's power spike, which means right now they're at their best.
Yep, I had a chance to talk to one of their players. His name is Nats, and I asked him what changed in week 3 and what gave that kind of spike when it comes to their power level. And he simply said it's the confidence between them as a team. Like, it's not about the confidence individually as a player. It's like confidence to confidence within each other. For example, the way that he utilized the Arlet in one specific game, the way that he is able to flag and then get a wonderful final sweep, fire slash, because he knew that there will be always someone to go with him. And that's very true for all of the clashes that happened for RSG in week number 3.
And moving forward with this match as well, it's not just RSG and Blacklist who could win this match, the viewers as well.
That's right. Who do you think will win this star match? Because there's diamonds on the line. Tune in via our official YouTube stream and comment #Black or #RSG with your game and server ID for a chance to be one of the 4 winners of 1,000 diamonds.
And 1,000 diamonds is a lot. Now let's welcome our marshals who will officiate the match. They ensure the fairness and integrity of our games. Let's all welcome Kuya Chico, Jeff, Patrick, and the last one there as well. And now let's meet the players for the match of Blacklist International and RSG Philippines.
The Code and the agents have stuck with them through thick and thin. They remain unshaken and unbowed. Truly top tier. This is Blacklist International! The Kingslayers are on an upward trajectory. They have built their foundations, set a course for success, and have come to play. Rise and slay for RSG Philippines! And their coaches, Coach Bonchan and Coach Panda. MPL Universe, It's FNM, Friday Night MLBB. Let's get it!
The star match of the day is well on its way. Let's welcome Blacklist International with Oheb, Sensui, Yue, Edward, and Haji. Wait a minute, that's Kimpoi that we saw earlier.
That was actually input that we saw earlier. As much as we want to hype Haji, and I did talk about like the fact that people are overly reacting to Haji's, bad performance, quote unquote. I'm not saying that. But now they will have to settle with Kimpoi.
Yeah, and now they're going to fight up against RSG Philippines with an upward trend. Kusei, Demon Kite, Aqua, Knots, and Light.
It's a shakeup versus stability. They're going to be riding that power spike, and they're going to be maybe trying out new things with this newfound momentum, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward for this match as well, mainly with RSG. How do they build off that amazing week? How do they make sure that they continue that upward trend? And for Oheb and Blacklist International, how do they recover from that week 3? Let's look at the team head-to-head.
Well, it's gonna be a difficult scenario, especially because this is RSG. We know that Blacklist International plays a little bit slow, and they kind of ramp up in the mid-game for the first Lord fight. For RSG, the way that I saw the way that they played in the past week was way faster than the tempo that they have been playing in the first 2 weeks. So that might be a concern here for Blacklist International. Then again, we know for sure that Blacklist is a team that knows how to punish, and that's something that maybe they can do against RSG.
Yep, and now looking at the graph here as well, we could see that in terms of kill participation, it's kind of near for both teams here, as well as the first blood ratio. But in terms of Lord control ratio, that's where the big gap could be seen here between RSG and Blacklist International. You think this would play a big role in this game?
I think absolutely, because, and I'm only saying this because we know that Blacklist International as a franchise has always been good with neutral objectives. But the fact of the matter remains, they have not been securing those neutral objectives as of late. And RC, on the other hand, very good at team fighting, very good at their synergy as a team when it comes to like initiating, especially with Nats at the helm.
Yeah, and now speaking of Nats, he's going to go up against Edward. 2-star XP laters going up against each other. Who do you think would come out on top?
Again, the stats will tell you that Nats is currently on better footing. But look at their careers the past 3-4 years. Edward, you cannot doubt Agent Zero.
Oh, yes, definitely one of the most capable XP laners out there. Both already has won international championships for both of them. But looking at the Infinix keys to victory, what can we expect this game?
Gotta have to rebuild the code. If you're Blacklist International, show us something. Show us something beyond just waiting for opponents to make a mistake and punish them. Just look for an opening, take charge. Now, for the side of RSG, maintain the power spike. They are the team that takes charge, and what they need to do is just to make sure that they maintain this momentum that they're living in, and that's where Coach Panda comes in. And we know that we have to watch out for the opposing team's roamers. In this case, it's gonna be the explosive Light going up against Kimpoi, the stable support for the team.
Yeah, and you talked about Kimpoi being a stable roamer. He does share a lot of heroes with former roamers of Blacklist International as well, with a lot of healers. So this is a very familiar territory for the side of the agents, but for the side of RSG, I think Light has specifically performed really well against Blacklist International in their games.
Light is the kind of roamer that literally you have to look out for. He's known to just flank from out of nowhere, take bushes that he will eventually just hold onto for minutes at a time. So I think this is more for Blacklist to look out for, a warning for the agents.
And now if you're looking out for Light and the other roamers as well, you could look out as well for the goodie bag lottery that we have on TikTok and be one of the lucky winners.
All right, listen up. You got to go to TikTok, go to the MPL Philippines TikTok channel. It's at MPL PH_official. Click the official live stream and then click to the top left corner to join the goodie bag lottery. If it's not here, then it's over here because it's not your left, it's mine.
Oh, wow, that's actually true.
Yeah.
That's absolute genius out there, Leo. And look, you're welcome, brother. Can you tap me up there? Thank you so much. Wolf, we talked about genius, and then usually that's you. Looking at the draft right now, what kind of bans are we expecting? Will we see another YouTube video entitled 100% prediction rate Wolf casts?
Minotaur Matilda. That's what I'm looking at. It might not be the first ban, but obviously eventually it will be there. Well, it was the first ban. Yeah. Eventually, the Matilda for RC, unless they want to take that for themselves.
You can't leave it open. You just shouldn't. You just shouldn't.
It's a mistake that only a few survive. Well, it looks like they're going to take away the chip.
Okay.
No teleportation once again in this series. I am disappointed.
Not yet. Not yet. There's a chance for the Lo Yi to rear its beautiful head.
That's true.
LY. Yep.
Lo Yi, definitely one of the hottest heroes out there, not gonna lie.
Hottest picks. You mean?
Hottest picks, yeah, the hottest picks.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I just have to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay,
Faramis.
Matilda. Matilda is open.
Matthew Hilda's coming out.
Is to trick the
No, speaking of the Matilda, it might just get picked here. The Barretts is still open as well.
Yeah, I think on Matilda, it's an unravel hero.
For sure.
Oh, wow.
Go deep.
Throwing it back.
Throwing it back.
All the way to Season 7.
That's right.
All the way.
Yep.
For context out there, Unravel was the first IGN here for Light back when he was still in, correct me if I'm wrong, Work Oster Force in Season 7.
That's right.
With Kusei, in fact.
They go way back. They go, and they've experienced so much already. Kusei has literally played in another region for the most recent years.
Yep. He's a Kamai champion.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh,
MPL
wow.
That's right.
Always on the way.
There it is. I told y'all.
Yeah. Unravel the Matilda.
Matthew Hilda.
Matthew Hilda.
And now with the Matilda in the hands of RSG Philippines, how can Blacklist International respond? What's the smart choice here?
Fredrin Arlet, perhaps? Fredrin Valentina.
They want the circling eagle too.
Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Now, if you're RSG, now there's a lot of benefit of getting the bats immediately for this one, right?
Yes, they
For
can.
and then back it up with a carry. Carry and Barretts just makes a lot of sense.
So
like,
good.
And unless they want to go Roger Barretts instead.
Yeah, Roger Barretts might just be the choice here for RSG Philippines. I think Kusei has played his fair share of Roger Gold as well, so it wouldn't be a big surprise if we did see that Roger. What would be a big surprise if he suddenly goes to jungle once again, just like H2 in our first series of the day.
Knowing Coach Panda, it might not be.
Yeah, might not be. Yeah.
In the short list of things.
Yeah. Okay.
but I do know my trade.
They take the Arlet immediately, but this is a very honest, I guess, opening for RSG.
Yep, you know exactly where they're going.
Exactly.
That's true.
So Blacklist, the Barretts makes a lot of sense with the combination with the Matilda. Arlet also, because you don't want to give that to Blacklist International. But then I'm kind of thinking like Blacklist can just pick up the X-Borg later on.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
such a good pickup.
Yeah, the X-Borg makes a lot of sense here, considering that you're going up against the Barretts. And traditionally speaking, the X-Borg has been a great pick against utility junglers. But looks like they're going to go for a Kim Poi hero by securing that Rafaela.
Yep. Rafaela, there's a lot of combo that can be done later on. And you can only ban 2 marksmen for RSG. So I'm thinking like eventually along the way, the Bruno going to be banned out by RSG.
Yeah, both of them need the marksman.
Yeah. That is actually true. Like Roger, I don't know who will take the Roger. Obviously, RSG will benefit from that hero so much.
Yeah.
But then with the presence of the Rafaela, the sustain now for Blacklist International is quite concerning if you are RSG. So maybe you're gonna, instead of going for the Roger, you're gonna be looking at somewhere along the lines of a Claude.
Magic is my
Well, looks like they're going to take away the Harith first. Looking at the all-time MPL PH hero leader here, Arlet has been played by Nats 22 times
No way.
and has not lost ever since.
Way.
As a multi-time Grand Finals MVP.
Oh.
XP laner.
Wow.
The streak.
Mr. Astrologo is in the building.
12-0. Oh, man.
Insane Arlet player.
That spear is like his high kick.
Yeah.
Well, from what movie is that?
No. You do not know the Nats high kick?
Oh, the Nats high kick.
Yeah.
I remember now. I feel like that happened way back in season 10. If I correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure he still does that every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen him in the back.
Yeah.
You know, just for reference out there, the viewers, Nats, I do think he practices martial arts outside of MPL Philippines.
That's right.
And specifically Taekwondo. That's why we have high kick Nats.
choice is
The Savior will be banned out here for the side of Blacklist International.
Wow.
Thinking that Aqua might pick it up.
They're really overthinking this. I mean, like, if there's a team that picks up that Savior, that's RSG. They picked it up in week number 1.
Aqua's played it.
Exactly. RSG with the ban on the CC, X-Borg might be next.
But Gord's still open.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So it's just a matter of picking your poison. They would rather deal with the gourd.
And quite the peculiar ban here, taking away the Nathan from the hands of Oheb.
Yep. I think you want to go Roger now for Blacklist. Roger, Rafaela, super good. There's so much reach for that team because you just speed up everything.
Yeah.
And you're not that afraid because you can be healed up anyways.
Yeah. And the vision as well, coming in from Rafaela. Definitely underrated, I would say. In terms of utility supports, Rafaela is starting to build up steam compared to his peers.
Yep.
And frankly speaking, Rafaela has been played more than Estes as of late.
Estes has a 0% win rate. Picked once.
That's true.
How about the Nova tricks for RSG?
Oh, we haven't seen that for a long time,
long
man.
time, right?
That would be very interesting if ever we do see the Nova tricks, but
only done once in Season 13 so far.
Yep. Nova tricks or Novaria and Ixia. Ixia with Matilda.
Oh, yeah. We rarely see that anymore because of the high contention rate of the Matilda.
That and just the overall range of engagement in the current metagame is short to mid.
Exactly.
So by picking a hero comp like that, you're kind of putting yourself in danger. But if you have a Matilda...
Yeah, the Matilda just fixes everything.
Shines the gold.
Oh!
Okay.
A dead patient is a good.
All right.
Okay.
With a swerve and something that we've expected already.
Wait, this is the first Odette in all of Season 13?
I don't think so. I swear I remember one game.
I think I remember the Odette. But then again, for Blacklist, now that you need a lot more range. Like Clint, for example, could be good. Bruno might be I would say the most stable pick here for Blacklist International.
Bruno Rafa's good because carry Rafa is going to suffer under the Odette.
Exactly. Carry is just too short range for that. And like I said, the Ixia, it's still there. Rafa Ixia, not so bad. And the thing is, you cannot go... You can go carry, obviously. That's a great pickup. But like you said, the Odette is going to be bad. We know that Roger wins over the carry. So if you want to win, you need range here for Blacklist.
And as you said, the Clint locked in for the side of Blacklist International, and that completes their lineup. Clint, Rafaela. Is this something that would mold up well together?
Yep. Rafaela plus a range enough kind of marksman is good enough. Like the Bruno, for example. But we know the Bruno is not going to be enough versus the Bats. Clint at least is crit based, so you can immediately take out Bats. But also because the range is going to be enough to kind of make it so that the Odette will not have a great time.
I like it because Blacklist can actually weave in and out. They have the re-engage.
Yeah.
For
I get that.
RSG, it's very all in. Like, all right, we're out of Circling Eagles. We're out of Guiding Winds. I already popped the final slash. We have to wait. Blacklist can force that out.
Yeah, and the constant damage coming in from the side of Blacklist International is very respectable. Not just damage, but sustain as well. They have the Rafaela, they have the Thamas, and these people, they don't give out burst damage, but they do deal continuous damage. So let's talk about the early game here, Wolf.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Rafaela team, Blacklist International, should push for tempo?
Yep, absolutely. This is how you pick. This is always the case when you pick up the Rafaela. You cannot wait for the late game. You cannot wait for the fight to happen to you. You have to speed up your teammates. That's the Fredrin. You want to take charge in this game.
And going up against the Matilda, Light already suffering a lot of damage coming in from Kimboy. And this is one of those rare instances where we actually see both healers up against each other.
Yeah, but it was zero consequence for Light. He literally just checked in, gave the information over to his team, and then made Kimboy do exactly what Kimboy's doing right now. He's forced to play babysit, all the while Light is still checking in on Sensui.
Yeah. And any second that you delay the Fredrin is good. Like, whatever Light is doing, this is resetting the minions. Or the creeps, I mean, jungle creeps. That adds up, you know? The time that you spend on the jungle is always compounding when it comes to the early stages of the game.
Yeah, it looks like the Rafaela had made the decision to just heal up the Clint for a bit and stay there in lane, but now rotating towards the mid lane, mirroring what Light is doing. This might just be a fight here if Demon Kite is able to find a target, but looks like he wouldn't be able to do so. 20 seconds before the first turtle spawns.
A byproduct of the early aggression by Light is the fact that RSG actually have a lot of time to now make calls. they have freer reign across the board for decision making. Because look, Demon Kite can actually say, all right, I'm going to go here top, try to position for the turtle, and bottom lane, I think the Roger's just so good in the metagame. That's a winning lane regardless.
Nuts and Aqua trying to look for their level 4 power spike here, but can they?
A really good legendary bout up top, Nats versus Edward, but interestingly, Nats is still level 3.
Yeah, level 3 Nats might just be trouble here for RSG Philippines. Blacklist International starting that turtle, and Light already half HP.
Oh, Yue, great pickup. Now the collapse. Denna's welcome, thrown into a wall. Abun Jinjing takes a lot of damage, and here's Aqua with the song and dance. Another final slash coming in. Aqua draws first blood. Down goes Agent Zero. Double kill, and make that a triple for all of RSG. Barreling on forward, 1,000 gold. Tensui catches the face full of Circling Eagle. Light weaving in and out. Tensui's in trouble. That's 4 for none. Thank you very much. The Raiders secure a turtle.
That's wonderful recovery coming out from this guy. But then again, Demon Kite deciding to go on Edward. That's actually very peculiar, but they know that they have the damage. They have controlled Edward long enough that the vengeance wasn't that impactful. They took him out, and then Nats with a follow-up. He knew that Light had level 4 after the fight, after the turtle fight, and that Circling Eagle spelled the doom for Sensui.
Yeah, and Nats in that fight just gave out so much with the final slash hitting onto those stunts, just landing right on point. 103 in this game, 100% kill participation for this undefeated Arlut, now against Blacklist International.
Oh, wow. Did he? Oh, he did! Successfully committing Grand Theft Purple. Sensui, man, he's going to go into, as Wolf likes to call it, ADP.
ADP. The anti-disaster protocol. They need that for Blacklist. They just have to secure their jungle now.
Oh, close.
At this point, Blacklist does not have the right to teamfight.
Oh, Edward sensed it. Shenanz. Aqua almost caught him.
Yeah, Vengeance already popped here for Edward, and not still recovering with the HP regen that he has. RSG up ahead by 1.9.
Light pops the Circling Eagle, catches a 1. Tensui's still in the bush. They back off.
It's going to be a bad scenario now for Edward because you kind of want to tank up at this point. You don't have your item yet, and you don't have Vengeance for 46 seconds. And that meant that there could always be a potential for a team fight, especially because the turtle is spawning in 22 seconds. That means that there's a 10-second window when you don't have your battle spell as the EXP laner.
Yeah, they gotta stall that out if they want a fully powered Edward by the time that turtle spawns. But it looks like Blacklist International will be the one going first dibs around this turtle pit. But Demon Kite and Nats already lurking around the corner, looking for a potential play.
It seems like the play for Blacklist is to try and delay that 10-second window. And already, look, Edward's just 5 seconds away. I wonder if this is enough. They're pushing away the Thams. So that means RSG gets free pick and second turtle going their way.
And some signs of the ADP, the anti-disaster protocol for Blacklist. They did not fight. They focus on their own jungle. And they're taking as much creeps and minions as they can. Do not, cut your losses if you're Blacklist International. Don't try to be anxious to get back.
Yeah, and now Sensui might just be in a 2v1 scenario here, but Light decides to back out. 2.2k for RSG. Retribution is used, but Guiding Wind just cancels everything out.
All right, low risk play by Blacklist International again. Sensui sending a message saying, you know what, I am not afraid of you, and I know exactly what you're doing. Blacklist gonna expectedly stay on their side of the map for a majority of the next maybe couple more minutes.
Yeah. I agree. So this will be a very slow take unless Light finds a good opening. Gets the Circling Eagle Guiding Wind, the Flying Dinosaur combo.
Yeah, it's been a while since we last saw that one. Now RSG still in the lead, looking for Yue, but looks like he's going to cancel that. Big trouble here if you're Kusei.
They're about to collapse onto them. Top lane a 1v1, an anime sword fight. Down bottom though, looks like Blacklist seems to understand the situation. They look like they were trying to get a gank on to Kusei, but instead happy with that turret instead.
Yeah. This is much expected for Blacklist. The fact that they were able to get a turret into the bottom lane, that's already very good for their squad.
And speaking of very good for their squad, RSG still putting down the pressure, still moving forward around the area, just trying to find opportunities where they can find them. Blacklist, I feel like they're slowly being successful in slowing down the pace. They're making sure that everyone's safe.
Well, now that the flask is available for Light, they are going to be aggressive.
All the more. Now, they're threatening the purple buff here. There's a Detona's welcome. Coming in. Get in my belly. Sinsu is in trouble. Circling Eagle spent in. The ult from Kimpoy. Kimpoy backing up.
Oh, baby!
Sturming up a kill. Too light. And Edward here in between two turrets. Vengeance and all. Quadrant Inferno as well. Still suffering 2 deaths. Top lane, Oheb just working, taking turrets. And they're looking for a trade. RSG pushing mid.
That was a beautiful final slash coming in from UA, but sadly wasn't enough. RSG still takes another 1K to their already big growing gold lead, plus the 3rd turtle of the game.
They did lose their turret up top, but that's just a trade that Blacklist was able to take. And this is Demon Kite just making sure and taking full advantage of the big spike of Light with the Flask of the Oasis. Then actually finding Sensui with the Daytona's welcome to complete the Grand Theft Purple.
Oh, here we go. It looks like RSG have had enough of these tier 1 takes from Blacklist. They are looking to set up a push onto that lane. Oheb and Kimboy are holding onto. Kusei and Aqua. Look at Demon Kite from the back.
The Retri.
Forcing out an ult. The Retri spent in. Sensui gets a taunt. Kusei looking for low on health targets. They back off. They're eventually going to get the push.
1 turret down for the side of Blacklist International. And RSG still keeping the tempo high. Still a 4,000 gold lead for them.
They're pushing. They're getting objectives. And it's always good to take out the purple and the orange buff for your opponents because you can create an impossible gap between your matchup. And this means that Sensui will not be able to catch up when it comes to the EXP, so they really need to take care of their buffs now. Blacklist International. The purple and the orange buff for Blacklist, they're like a very important resource.
Which explains the 4-man commit of the purple alone. They're irreconcilable resources.
Yeah.
There's no way that you lose yours and then go for your opponents safely. Not in this case, not with 5,000 gold behind.
And not with the Mathilda there as well. The mobility coming in from RSG is just insane. 9 minutes in, looks like Blacklist International will be committing 4 people into defending this one. But Light goes to Light.
Circling Eagle into the back line, plus the Detona's welcome thrown into the wall. That's Sensui very low. Sensui surviving 1 HP. The heal, back it off now. Edward, he's gonna go down. Light takes him out, but the turret still stands.
Oh my god,
Aqua with a 2-man snare. It looks like, oh!
With the flicker, plus Nats just dashing on in. Vengeance on vengeance. And then they back off. Eventually, the turret once more in their sights. RSG get the objective.
RSG is just insane right now.
Look at that sequence coming out from RSG. The flying dinosaur we talked about, the flicker, and the guiding wind already prepped up. Meant that when Light jumped, there was Demon Kite to also follow suit. And even when Sensui did not die in that first jump coming up from RSG, they have zoned out Edward. Edward in a bad spot. They push the turret, and they take the Lord freely. What a great sequence from RSG.
Whoa, final slash onto the orange. Yue in trouble. Steals away the final slash. Going to use that to his advantage. The Swan Song coming in by Aqua. The flicker reposition, spacing them all out. Pushing them into their base as they back off like a cat with a cucumber.
Wow, almost 2 kills with that ultimate as well. And man, I've never seen a cat with a cucumber, but
yeah, me too.
I don't know what to say.
Well,
you gotta see those videos.
Well, true. Demon Kite was able to get a retribution over the purple buff of Sensui. And that is going to be a big problem now.
That retribution is still available here for Sensui. Goes in once again.
Circling Eagle on the 3, knocking him up. The fight continues. Final slash, dispositioning Edward as he's forced to use the Vengeance and the Quadrant Inferno, backing off Ube inside their base.
Ooh, that's the saddest form of Ube when you stick together inside your base because you don't have any other choice.
Yep.
A 7K gold lead here for RSG, and they're still continuing the siege. What is Blacklist's win condition at this point?
Ooh. Gotta defend. Make sure they don't lose any of these inhibitors in the first Lord fight. That's the first step to their win condition. The next one is rely on Oheb in the late game.
Yeah, but the question remains, Can it actually
Whoa!
reach late game?
Multiple CC get in my belly as Sensui gets thrown into the wall, taken out by Aqua, and in the back line. Nats threatened a big CC there, but pulled the trigger, backed out just as quickly, and that's a clean pickoff. RSG inside Blacklist space.
And what made it so clean was Light was able to save his teammate. Already a good shot, a good snag coming out from Blacklist onto Demon Kite, but then Light with the guiding wind saves him.
Perfect game so far here for RSG. In Blacklist International, they successfully defend the mid lane, but down bottom lane, RSG goes. Can they actually defend?
Flicker in, plus a final slash, and here's a full-on collapse. Circling Eagle in, Nats gets punished, taken down by Agent Zero, and now the base. Demon Kite gets shut down by Edward as well. Blacklist with the punish! Blacklist with the punish as they all of RSG, and Aqua with the answer back. The Swan Song looking for the wipeout. Down he goes. Blacklist kicks him out successfully. It's just Light. He stayed a little too long looking for the taunt, and there's the damage. The wipeout. The wipeout. Blacklist International.
They successfully defend 2 turrets and take back a 9K gold lead, trim it down to 3.5.
Might even trim it down even longer because now they're be able to get out of their base, clear some minions, maybe eventually get some of their buffs, and position themselves around the Lord. What a great defense, and we're gonna see through the replay the over-aggression from RSG. We are gonna see it in action.
Yeah,
and look at this juggle.
Insane damage coming in from the Swan Song, but sadly, just wasn't enough for those 2 kills.
I'd say the straw that broke the camel's back was them staying underneath tier 3 a little too long, thinking that Blacklist already ran out of tricks. We would not have gotten to that last replay without that first moment happening yet, because RSG was already down 2 members. 3!
Oh, Yue missed the final slash. That's an ultimate.
Oh no.
Down.
Demon Kite trying to tank a lot of damage here. Here comes Light with the flight. Demon Kite misses. The detone is welcome. It now looks like, oh!
One more. Final slash on the 1. Sensui ran through that wall. And just like that, we're back to the dance.
Now the dance continues. Slow dance here coming in from Blacklist and RSG. Blacklist pulls them to their side, but Demon Kite is able to stay with the Lord. Who will fall down first?
Waiting for key ults to come out.
Oh,
final pass from Nats, and there we go. The collapse. US down. Oh, another one goes. Light takes out Oheb. Kusei takes out Kimboy, and look at Agent Zero in the back, struggling, clawing his way out. It's Justin Sui left. 1 for 4. 2K for Kusei, and now the Lord scored by RSG.
2-1-10 on Nats, the legend killer. Nats Entertainment with his undefeated Arlet.
And what about that play? You saw the huge flicker from the left side after the guiding wind, catching Blacklist off guard.
And now the call. It's endable. RSG take game 1.
Nats Arlet remains undefeated as they take game number 1. What a great win coming in from RSG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An electrifying finish from the undefeated Arlet. 13-0 so far for Nats' Arlet. And how about that? Blacklist International was stunned because of that initiation coming out from Light. Instead of bringing in Demon Kite, it was Nats. And it was from the far left, and then Flicker final slash to catch, 3 members of Blacklist International off guard. That is poetry in action, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow. The team fighting coming in from today's series. We go back in Series 1, now in Series 2, our star match of the day. All of the team fights that we watched so far has been spectacular in terms of the way that they fight each other.
You know how we always ask, how do we define victory? I'd like to say, even from the bottom, Omega and TNC, they have their own play style. Here in the middle, as we struggle to figure out who's going to be going off week in, week out, they have their own flavor. What more when we get to see again those top 3, top 4 teams battle out? This is amazing.
It's amazing. Like the high level of mechanics that we see from the teams, and even the defense from a Blacklist International, knowing that they're already behind by so much, but they still are able to defend. There's just so much going on. But in the end, the MVP is Mr. Aqua. Oh my goodness. How do you even nitpick who is the real game changer in this game. Surely we'll give the MVP to the Aqua, but Light had his own moments in this game. Demon Kite had his own moments, but we have to really bask in the glory of this Odette pick coming out from Aqua. 7, 2, and 6. 81% kill participation and a whole lot of damage as we saw from this lethal ignition Odette. The way that he positioned himself in the team fights, very important as well to pop that flicker in the correct moments. There's one time that he's able to be to take out important members of the side of Blacklist International and also supplement the damage in the early stages, right? Because we know the thing with the Roger, especially because he's playing the far right side of the map. The first turtle fight, you saw how Aqua managed to deal the important damage coming out from RSG. And you can see, Light is still level 3 at this point. They will get a kill onto Edward, eventually onto Yue. That's the follow-up with the flicker coming out from Aqua. Then the over-aggression that we are going to see. RSG. This is not the over-aggression, I mean. Demon Kite being saved by teammates. This is the over-aggression that we're talking about. I think that Nats kind of wanted to dash to the right side, but he ended up going to Kimpoy. And that actually did not bode well for RSG. Eventually, RSG will lose so much from this team fight. But then Aqua makes his own moment. Utilizing the ultimate and catching 4 members of Blacklist, eventually taking out 1. Will not be enough. Light tried to go for the play, but Yue popped his own Circling Eagle in that moment. A very extended team fight. But in comes the fight that spelled the doom. Nats already utilized the flicker final slash play. Could have sworn that was a very good initiation coming out from Light. Instead of taking Demon Kite, it's like RSG conditioned Blacklist International that the recipient of the guiding wind is going to be Demon Kite, but that last moment, it was eventually Nats who took over.
Wow. The conditioning coming in from RSG towards Blacklist International, catching them off guard with that flying Arlet, definitely gave them that win in that team fight alone. RSG in this 15-minute game against Blacklist. Let's run down the stats.
Yep. Most important one is the control of the turtles. 3 turtles for for RSG, especially the first one, and then there was a complete snowball. Blacklist International tried to handle the situation by tanking up with the Garasis was Athena Shield on multiple members of their squad, but it wasn't enough. And even the Flask of the Oasis. And like we said, Blacklist International with their draft of Rafaela plus Clint, Rafael plus Fredrid, they had to take over in the early stages of the game. They cannot let RSG take over the tempo because it is going to be very difficult for them to kind of put their lineup and try to win it in the latter portions. And that is unfortunately what happened. When it comes to the other stats we're talking about, Aqua dealt the most damage, 70k in this 14 or 15-minute game. Damage taken obviously is Edward. But then you also have to take note of Light. 13 total assists out of the 16 kills that RSG had. Very impactful. And now we have unraveled the Matilda once again.
It's a 9 out of 10. You know what else is ridiculous? The fact that it's Blacklist who has the Rafaela, but it's RSU who healed more.
Yeah. I mean, the healing coming in from the Matilda, team-wide healing with the Guiding Wind. I would say that this has been not just an amazing Matilda day, but also an amazing day for team fighting, because who would have thought starting week number 4 we would see Matilda twice? We rarely see Matilda these days.
Yeah, it's always banned now. I guess because Chip took over, like there's an extra slot.
Baksha also gets banned now.
And by the way, Novaria, nobody likes Novaria
anymore.
Like
for
I don't
some
want to play
reason.
with you anymore.
Yeah, they like that meme. Like, yeah.
Pick up the Matilda, Novaria. Yeah.
Maybe the Chip has been looks maxing, you know?
Yeah.
Been mewing for 2 weeks now, and now he's just Sigma.
I'm upset because I don't get the gasp at 5-man Astral Recalls anymore. Astral Echoes, rather. You know?
Yeah, I miss those Astral Echoes as well, but maybe you'd see it only in Ohio. Face Technician Chip is now available with teleportation at your fingertips in portals, offering endless possibilities. Come join the game and develop your own unique strategy.
Get the hero and skin for only, get this, 469 diamonds in a bundle during the launch week.
And moving back to this game, the Chip definitely did suffer for majority of the games that we watched so far. Every time we see the Chip ban, what makes Chip bannable to begin with?
It's a global presence, number 1. And I think the reason why in the first week that he is available, people did not start to pick that up. Maybe because they haven't figured out the meta yet. They haven't figured out the most optimal item build-up. Because if I'm not mistaken, when teams play in the tournament mode, right? They scrim in that way. And I believe that you cannot pick up the chip prior to when he's available to the MPL in scrims, right?
Yeah.
Even in scrims, that's what I'm trying to say. So people have not really optimized the hero, but after a week that he's available, now they know how to utilize it. You go tanky build up, you take advantage of the portals, and you take over the map.
Yeah, smart usage on that ultimate and smart usage on the portals. And before we head on to our next game, we want to give a huge shout out to our official sponsor, Smart.
Be part of digital transformation in the world of connectivity. Say hello to convenience, flexibility, and local connectivity with the Smart Prepaid eSIM.
Now available for digital delivery through the Smart online store for only 99 pesos.
Luyi is another hero that we've talked about in terms of teleportation. We've seen a lot of Luyis last week, but this time around we have not seen a Luyi game just yet. I'm waiting for it. Hopefully we see it next game.
You need it.
I need it.
I
need her.
I think Luyi, like the hottest picks, right?
The hottest pick, yeah, the hottest pick.
Hottest pick of the mage. But yeah, I think specifically for Luyi, you need a +1. It's not a Luyi is not an a la carte. No?
She doesn't solve
She a
problems
whole ass combo meal.
handedly.
Yeah, you need a combo meal.
Get a drink.
Get a drink. And now we're looking for the smart game face of the day. MPL Arena be the next smart game face of the day winner.
Just flash the hashtag, the power of smart, much like Antianara, Chantel, and Butters are doing here on your devices with a green background, and put your game face on to win a redeemable in-game code.
But right now that we're not in the camera, what's your game face?
I'm doing it right now.
There it is.
Wolf, show me your game face.
Whoa.
The
My
audience
thanks.
is not ready for that. But congratulations to this RSG fan right now in MPL Arena for winning our game face of the day. And it's such a blessing that the camera wasn't on us when you made your game face, Wolf.
Y'all wouldn't have.
I wasn't prepared to see that. It's a rare item. Hopefully, if ever we do see what would make you show it to the people?
Name your price.
Name your price.
It's not right. I want to see Omega versus TNC in the grand finals.
Who knows? But you know, I would want to know what Nats is thinking right now. So, Nats, how about you take it away?
Siguro M5 kasi M5 tuloy. M series. Kasi yun talaga yung hinahangat ko simula nung bago ako pumasok sa pagpupro. Parang sabi ko, pag nakatapa ko din sa M series talagang, or kahit makapasok man lang, kahit parang bahala na kung bibigay sa amin yung champion o hindi. Basta gusto makapasok talaga ng M series kasi yun talaga yung dream ko eh. Wala akong inspiration talaga, sarili ko lang.
Wow. His
Respect.
inspiration is himself. Respect. And of course, the M Series dream is something that all of our players share. I do think that it is also mentioned by H2 in the interview from last series, but this time it's mentioned once again for Nats. I feel like if we go into the head of every pro player, M Series is really something down the line for them.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pinnacle for the teams, especially now that we are seeing some increase in the prize pool of our international events.
Huge.
Yeah, huge increase. Yeah, so
unprecedented.
That's right.
Ginormous.
Yeah.
Enormous.
Anti-Anara-like.
Colossal.
Yeah. Colossal, you know.
Nice-esque.
Nice-esque. You know, those are some words that we would describe the MSC prize pool, which is upcoming. In terms of MSC, I do think that RSG, for some reason, on seasons before MSC, they always perform the best.
You know what? They just always perform. Ever since their win in Season 9, they've never stepped lower than top 4.
Oh, yeah, the top 4. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it means that the fundamentals, it works, you know?
Yeah. And not just the fundamentals, but also the culture that RSG Philippines has built all around their players. And I heard that they have very balanced schedules. They have time for exercise, time for good food, time for bonding, and now it's time for drafting. As we see the Mathilda getting banned for the side of RSG Philippines. Now Blacklist International taking away the chip once again together with the Masha.
Those are all roamers!
Yep. Gonna take away the heroes for Light, but that does...
I will choose.
But you know, we know that Light can play so many heroes. Like he's also a player that can play both the utility roamers as well as the setup roamers. But then you have to ask, what is a first pick worthy hero now for Blacklist? Should it be Nolan? And I think it's a very tempting pickup for Blacklist, especially because Minotaur and Matilda are both banned already.
Yeah, and the Joy is open as well in case they really want to play with an assassin. But Nolan is something that Sensui specializes in. I'd like to believe that ever since Nolan was available to play, Sensui has been one of the first to actually play him the most.
Yep. So I think, what if Valentina is the ban for RSG? They let the Nolan and the Joy open. So when Nolan...
So they can trade.
They box siya, okay.
Yeah.
So this should be Nolan, right?
Yeah. Nolan could be the pick here, but in terms of tank junglers, Fredrin and Barrett are still open in case they want to fight this Nolan with a utility jungler.
Yep. And then if you're RSG, you pick up Angela immediately. Then maybe reserve the Joy for the third pick. Perhaps get, what, CC? CC Angela?
Oh,
very strong opening.
I hate that. CC Angela is just so good in terms of like sustain and damage. It's so hard to kill the CC.
Exactly.
Even the Nolan would struggle.
Yep.
Yeah. And overall, that Vengeance has been a big factor as well for XP laners. For XP laners who can pick up the Vengeance, it also counters out the carry picks and the Claude picks, especially the Claude picks.
Yeah. And then, if you're thinking about it, like, it doesn't really reveal anything to your draft. So
value in me.
You go Fredrin instead. And
should.
Fred Faramis, okay. A tamed version of the CC Angela.
Is to trick
it is what it is. Looks like they're going to go for team fighting instead. We did see this similar drafting pattern from our first series of the day.
That's right.
Getting
Smart
the Fredrin
Omega.
first and pairing it up with a Faramis.
Yep. Well, Blacklist can just go for...
I might not be a lighted man, but I
Okay.
do know my traits.
Pirates Ruby.
This still
Pirates
doesn't.
Ruby.
This still doesn't reveal what goes into the roam. By the way.
What is happening?
I feel like this is going to be a Roam Ruby with a XP Lane Barretts. I respect XP Lane Barretts a lot. Like it really deals a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, no, there's a Lola. Never mind. Yep, definitely.
Man, okay. That is, that's weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, that's what threw me off. I'm like,
yeah,
why would you lean that hard into a first pick Nolan anyways?
That means that
Nothing beats
you
the
go Roger,
adrenaline
right?
rush.
You take Benedetta for RSG. Just dive and dive.
Well, looks like this Benedetta will be going to the hands of Nats. If we're talking about the XP laners in this match alone, it's Edward and Nats, both known for their Benedetta plays. If we look back in Season 12 playoffs, the last game played by RSG Philippines was with Nats Benedetta that almost won them the game.
Valentina and Lilia, two heroes that can be banned out by RSG. Specifically Valentina, because you don't want to give both the Faramis ultimate with the bats. It's just now difficult for them to be taken out.
I'd say juke him. Like, don't ban the Valentina first.
Yeah.
Give him false hope.
Lilia maybe first ban.
Let's see which one will be the ban here for the side of RSG. It looks like they're going to take away the Valentina. No juking allowed.
Nothing.
Honesty is the best policy for RSG.
I agree. I'm being honest right now. I'm still kind of confused in how they're going to clear a lot of waves here. If you're Blacklist International, hopefully they get some sort of wave clear entering the next phase.
They went in too deep with the dive.
Yeah. I think might go for Novaria perhaps for a Blacklist.
There's been an odd absence of Novaria and Claude.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like...
Did they ban the Claude here or did they pick up the Claude themselves, RSG?
They should. Because the way that you're banning, if you're Blacklist International, you really want to go for the Claude, right? Claude is countered by the Grok.
Gaze the stars.
And now they're going to take away the Louis Yi. What a shame.
Sad Uwami noises.
Sad Uwami noises.
Last pit ban here by the side of Blacklist International.
Yeah.
Quit crying.
I'm crying, bro.
Tigreal, perhaps?
It is what it is.
Or Angela?
Waiting for that new hero. What I think the one with the knockups, the queen of future queen of knockups. She's
not here yet.
She's not even here yet. But you know, looking at the all-time MPL PH hero leader, 18 times played by Edward the Bar. 18 times?
That's a career all-time high. Look at that.
This was when Barrett's was played in the side lane. No EX. It's not even called EXP yet.
15-3.
Oh, wow. It's
like a
long
no.
time.
If I'm not mistaken, it was already the XP.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
It was
It's
already
post
the
M2,
XP.
yeah.
And that was when Barrett still didn't have a dash.
For the ult, yes.
For the ultimate. Old Daytona's welcome was stay in front of me and I will eat you.
His tongue is what goes out.
Yeah, it's tongue. The tongue game is strong, my brother.
Okay. For RSG, you need a marksman as well as a roamer. And you need maybe Tigreal for RSG?
Maybe the marksman first.
Maybe the marksman first, like a
Or
carry.
is the Claude such a threat? Maybe we're the ones who's hyper fixated on the Claude.
Random swerve, what if they go Diggy?
Oh, a Harith instead.
Harith locked in for the gold lane. They still have the choice here to get a big roamer.
Yeah. And then for Blacklist, do they pick up... Is this a golden ruby again?
Oh, God.
Wait, there's no reason to. Because your jungler's a Nolan.
That's true.
That's it.
Who knows, though?
It's very
What if Freya, maybe?
What if Coach Bonchan is onto something that we can't even begin to understand?
5-hit
What if he goes to the Quantum Realm, sees the future, and just says, you know what, Gold Lane Ruby will win us this game?
Lilia Freya, perhaps? Or
whoa.
Nana? No, Nana's good, actually.
Yeah,
I think for Blacklist. Nana's great.
And then a traditional gold laner.
A traditional gold laner.
Let's see, 2 seconds more.
I see the
Oh.
Here comes the Nathan Nana combo.
The Nathan.
The Nathan.
That's right.
With Nolan.
Time traveling Leonin.
Nana, no.
That's a lot of team fighting.
For sure.
That is a lot of team fighting if you're Blacklist International.
Late game based.
Good try.
Yeah. Thank you. So, for ours, you're looking for a low cooldown roamer that has a lot of impact in the early stages. What else is...
This is so
Cho,
easy to
perhaps?
punish. Yeah, no, in Blacklist lineup, I agree, man. It's a little greeds, you know?
Yeah,
It's
a little greedy.
Give me the Diggy! I want to see the Diggy.
Or maybe
I
a
wanna see the
Tigreal,
Diggy,
actually,
Papa
for
Wolf.
RSG.
I want to see the Diggy! Oh, no!
Man! I told you!
This is a light
But
classic.
Papa Wolf! Why did they pick the Cho?
That's an unravel hero right there.
Unravel hero. Why did the show make a lot of sense? Because, like I said, you need an impactful hero, low cooldown. The stumps are low cooldown, technically speaking.
Level 2, you can start messing with the Nolan.
Exactly.
Yeah. And with the
Love
Benedetta
it.
as well, you have like such a dynamic duo. I'm not saying a dynamic duo outside of the game, but such a dynamic duo where they could just go all out by level 1.
Exactly.
Level 2 even more so. And now Blacklist International, they face another worrying game number 2 where they might not even score a point. And this has been happening since last week. And for RSG, it's such a different story. They could get another sweep if they win game 2. A lot on the line here for both teams.
Fundamentally speaking, Blacks International have bitten off more than they could chew, especially with the response from RSG in the draft.
Yeah.
But if their mechanics are on point, and if they can get the macro to work for them, at least for the first 5 or 6 minutes, and they don't get punished hard, they might be onto something.
Yeah, and hopefully that something gives them a game number 3, because we are in game number 2 of this best of 3 series. RSG is 1 win away from another sweep from their undefeated week 3 run.
3-game streak sweep, y'all.
And that's just like Onyx Philippines, man. They've been getting sweep after sweep, and RSG is starting to take stride. And I think the Cho has been picked quite lowly for the past few weeks, but this time around, in the hands of Light, I'm quite excited to see a lot of plays.
Who would have thought that Season 13, we're going to see a Barretts versus Benedetta lane? After a very, very long time that we have not seen that,
Is this the second or third XP lane Barats?
I'm not even sure. It's
Again.
always been thrown around.
Yep. I think it might be second.
Such a big pickup right now. Oh, and it was RSG who did it the first time then,
Exactly.
under Nibor.
Yeah, and I remember RSG just getting a lot of firsts as well. I remember when Ixcho was a new hero, RSG was the first to pick him up as well.
That was him,
so
man.
they were really not shying away from experimenting inside of the regular season. Blacklist International still looking for the heroes around for RSG. They can't even move forward.
Yeah, no, this is good timing for Black, oddly enough to say, is because as long as nothing bad is happening to Blacklist, Blacklist will just keep chugging along, build up that momentum, build up the XP and the gold they need.
Yep. That's very true for the Nolan and Nathan, because both of them are, they kind of sound the same, the time travelers. And they need time. That's the thing.
Well, force out a flicker from Edward. Nats displaced.
Man, what a...
And they back off.
What a godly gift from Yue. Catching 2 of the heroes of RSG.
Yeah.
My oh my.
Totoros, bro.
Yep.
Now Demon Kite starting this turtle. Half HP. Edward already getting the aggro as well.
Here we go, 4v4. Turtle gets soft reset. Molina's just set in, plus a dive. Sensui with a sharp retribution, as always.
Yeehaw.
Big bonk tailing in. Kimpoy gets taken out by the light. It's lights out. Nats straight out, XP for Rome. And there's a kick. Dragon's Way coming in. Sensui taken down by Aqua. And just like that, RSG trade out 2 for 1, plus the turtle going Blacklist.
Yeah, Blacklist International securing the first objective. Who won that trade?
I think RSG, especially because they have taken out Sensui. Now they can get more jungle creeps. I like the fact that Dragon's Way was seen like that. You see, like I seen the flicker. But Aqua also utilized the Purify to cancel the Welcome of Daytona.
Yeah. Did you just say Dragon Wage?
Dragon's Way.
Wave the dragon, what are you talking about?
Dragon Wage?
Dragon's Way.
Oh, Dragon's Way. Okay,
Yes.
I thought you said Dragon's Wage.
Yeah.
Because that would be, I like that. But anyway, Blacklist International
Okay.
now 300 gold ahead. Still looking for ways to slow down the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, the win condition here for Blacklist International is to just wait for the late game, you know,
Yes.
the power spike of this Nathan.
Yes, absolutely. Nathan and Nolan, very good at the late game. Every minute that they survive with Sensui farming, just kind of compounds once again, and eventually there will not be enough damage from RSG.
I'm offended from Kimpoy, helping secure that small objective, and now this is a full-on team fight. Looking for a Shadow Stampede. Kimpoy down to 5th of his health. He backs off, and as Eliza says, he stays alive.
Staying alive.
Wrong,
in
stay
this-
alive.
Oh, wrong, staying alive. My bad.
Hamilton.
10 seconds from now, the turtle will be spawning. That will be the second turtle of the game. Looks like Blacklist International has good control over that area, but Light looking for a possible kick out, but he doesn't really find anyone. Nats now cutting the lane. Edward waiting for him to show up in that Elbush.
Here we go. The dance. Kimpoy begins. More like a little shuffle. It's not a full-on dance. It's Turtle just yet. 3v3. As we see, slowly collapses to 4v4. Light taking control of this river bush. Finds one. Setting up the kick against Yue. Does not pull the trigger quite yet. Oheb! Oh, wow! Single-handedly almost taking out Light. And now it's a 5v4. And now, I like the final blow spent in by Nats.
Petrify!
Dashing in, dashing out. Looking for the Petrify. And boom! Down goes Oheb. Kuzai takes him out. 1 for 1 now. Nats traded out for the turtle. And now Edward very low. Can Aqua burst him down? No one left in the back lines. Oh, RSG just leaning hard into this.
Oh.
They steal away the orange. Oh no, Sensui secures.
Yeah, with the Retribution as well, but with the Retribution used, he might not be able to protect his purple buff.
Oh, that's gonna be tough. RSG take out a tier 1 in mid. That's a main artery. Penetrated. It's gonna be much harder for Blacklist to stay alive.
Right? Okay, gets found out here by Kimpoy. And now for Blacklist with the main artery in a mid lane already punctured by RSG. How can Blacklist slow this down?
Well, they have to just clear out the ways. Focus on trying to win, or at least get a stalemate on the minion waves. Clear it out with OEB's range as well as Yue's range. Allow Sensui to just farm the jungle. And that so far is being stopped by Light. This is also part of the reason why they pick up the Cho. Because the Cho can spot out where Sensui will be. And Dragon's Way is a guaranteed stun as well.
You got it right the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, you already got it on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Kusei drops the Salmon Force in a defensive manner. There's a taunt, there's the knock-up. Edward looking for a taunt is welcome. They back off.
Now, with a 4-man push here coming in from the side of RSG, will they be able to take down this tier 1 turret up top? Demon Kite already provided a lot of pressure in the back line, but Nats with this Benedetta might just go all in.
Huge flank and the collapse, the ult from Oheb. Kimpoi playing with range. They have to surrender. They concede that top lane tier 1.
Oh, but look at bottom lane.
Oh, that's a push by Sensui. He's split pushing. Now Nats mid. Yu is still alive, but with a passive, just barely.
Oh,
Nats gets 2. Nats gets 2. Gets eaten up by Edward, looking for the punish. The kick by Light. Nats taken down. Here comes the cavalry. Edward, is he enough? The Salmon Force dropped in. Can't make it like Jackie Chan. I want no trouble. He gets knocked out.
Are you kidding me? Nats again! Outplaying 2 members of Blacklist. Technically taking out 3 heroes because that includes the passive of the Nana. With a wonderfully utilized dash.
That was Nats.
That was Nats. I mean, very much on point with the blades.
Oh,
that's nasty.
Nats Entertainment online already. And you can see the micro in this XP laner has only been sharper and sharper every season in. And right now, I think we're looking at Prime Nathaniel.
Oh, that puts him about 2,500, 3,000 gold ahead under 8 minutes. And I'd say it's 50% mission accomplished for Blacks International. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. But right now, I think RSG have found their power spike, TM. Like, this is
power
it.
spike, TM. Oh, this is just the power spike. Nats has been mewing for 3 months, and now he's just showing everybody how a looks maxed Benedetta could perform.
Looking like Lord Farquaad.
That reveals 3 heroes up top. Demon Kite is now very aggressive.
Look at this. Bot lane as well being sieged by RSG on 2 fronts.
Is it Nats 3v1?
Yes, baby.
Yes. Oh, don't call me baby.
Unless you mean it.
We'll talk later.
We'll talk later. Moving forward, we have a minute before the first Lord spawns. Can RSG take this down for themselves, or should Blacklist even contest?
No, I don't think a contention is actually available for Blacklist at this point.
Not an option.
Not an option. They just have to defend. Still look into the late game. At this point, RSG's power spike is nigh unbeatable. But if they stay under their turrets, the safety of their turrets, punish RSG once again, they might have a shot.
We talked about the late game. How late are we talking about? How many more minutes can Blacklist last, or should Blacklist last for this to be an even game?
18 minutes to 23.
Oh, especially when RSG's doing this. Look at, oh no, the entropy already early spent, and they're collapsing onto them. They're waiting, weaving in and out. Sensui taking that bush, and just like that, they're just forcing ults. I'm sensing it. RSG's just forcing ults.
Yep. Gotta be very happy about that. That means that they're even more confident taking this Lord fight. And Nats already prepping up the lane up top. The long lane getting controlled by Nats. Short lane already controlled by RSG, so this definitely is RSG sided.
Yeah, and looking at the pressure coming in from this Benedetta, the conceal is played. Light
catches one, Way of the Dragon, on to Kimpoi, lights out for him. Kusei gets the kill, and now they're scrambled. Edward doesn't know where to go, flicker on, now displaced, taken down. Nats gets one, Demon Kite gets one. Oheb not knowing where it all went wrong, and it's a pick-off, 3 for none. RSG in control.
And this might just be a free Lord as well for the Raiders. Blacklist International, do they have what it takes to defend against a potential big Lord push?
Ooh. What a fight once again coming out from RSG. And this time it's Demon Kite that took over. The way that they handled the situation, going for the backlines. Also, for Light to decide to utilize the flicker Way of the Dragon combo onto Kimpoi instead of looking for Oheb and Sensui. That's a very interesting decision because we know that RSG has a lot of utilities anyways to get into the backlines. So it kind of is a switch up. And for RSG, for games 1 and 2, it's all about conditioning Blacklist International, then mixing up their approach afterwards, which kind of puts Blacklist in a spot where they're always guessing what RSG is going to do.
Lord marching down mid lane, and you have the Benedetta cutting the lane as well on the top side. Might just be a perfect flow here coming in from RSG, but bot lane seems to be there early. Pops the Purification coming in from the bottom lane turret, and now the Lord knocks on their door.
Oh, Nat spawning on Sensui. Difficult to clear a wave as a lone Nolan, and now the defense continues. Oh, just as well as RSG sync the waves, Blacklist actually made the most of their firepower as well. That's impressive.
That's very impressive, actually. The way that, well, this is the strength of the Nana. Then you couple it with the Nathan. Very underrated when it comes to defenses because of skill 1 and skill 2.
Light looking for it, the conceal play. I like the final blow, placed right behind the turret. Can't even think about defending. Now bottom lane up next. RSG, very disciplined approach.
That was clean from RSG.
Clean.
Wow.
That was a good Electo final blow coming in from Nats, making sure that they had the space to take down the inhibitor turret.
You could eat a salad off that attack. That was amazing.
Oh yeah, that was so clean.
That was so clean. I eat salads.
You really? Well,
yeah.
Name 3 salads.
Caesar salad, fruit salad.
Thousand Island.
Thousand Island.
Well, for the people watching right now, about you name 3 salads.
Yeah.
And of course, don't forget to follow the broadcast as well. And 13 minutes in, RSG is now ahead by 6,000 gold against Blacklist International with almost, I would say, Light is being overshadowed here by Nats, but Light has been performing really well as well.
I mean, between them, it's Nat who's more willing to trade because Light is the one who can actually confirm kills. Nats just scrambles and wait.
Oh no!
Sensui gets spotted!
Oh no!
There's the kick! There's the summon force, but Sensui gets away. Look
Nats!
at her back! Sensui taken down by Nats! Oheb follows through, and we're down as well! Kimpoy and Yue and Kimpoy, the only ones left! And it's just Yue! Ladies and gentlemen, 5-on-1! RSG, they can finish this right here, right now.
3-man Petrify, can you defend this?
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Ring the bell. RSG, take the series.
Oh my god. I mean, sure, Light utilizing the way of the dragon and hiding in that bush, very smart, very calculated. But Nats, are you kidding me?
Hyper aware.
Oh my goodness, the incredible Nats.
It is what it is. A 3-man Petrify from the Benedetta ends that team fight. And wow, the show coming in from RSG in this match is definitely head-turning. Yep. If you're an MPL fan, RSG is on to your favorite team already. 3-0 in their last matches.
Now, if you're a Blacklist fan, you're hoping that they learned a lot more from that loss because, again, this is a match that they clearly stated we're going to have Haji study too. We're going to have Haji build up into a shot caller, and that's what I'm hoping they walked away here with, even with no points.
And hopefully Blacklist International, they bounce back. But of course, the fans still showing love for the Blacklist International organization here as they walk out of the arena. This has been a struggle for them since week number 3, but they still have matches left in this week number 4. We will be waiting for their potential comeback in the future. For now, we will be talking to our victors, RSG Philippines, with our hosts, Mara Aquino and Hans Galleria.
All right, everybody, let me hear it from you. GG! GG, RSG, congratulations!
All right. Sinasabi rin ko sa'yo dito daw sila sa side ko. Kasi ni-interview mo daw sila. This time, I wanna give it to Aqua. Aqua, napakaganda ng performance mo nung game number 1. My goodness. It's also the debut pick ng Odette this season. At sobrang dami nung nag-aproba nung Odette mo kanina. How does it feel to use it? Ano bang tumatakbo sa utak mo, lalo na nung double kill counter attack mo all throughout that bot lane during the last moment?
Parang nanggigil na ako ilabas yung hero na yun kaya yun, ginamit ko.
Oy, proud ako sa kanya. Hindi niya na sinabi na chamba lang.
Oo,
Diba? Ang mahalaga,
nice.
sabi niya, nang gigigil na siyang ilabas
Humaba.
yung Odette.
Pero ano nga ba yung mga tips mo sa mga gagamit ng Odette sa RG? What tips can you give us para mas gumaling sa RG?
Tips daw. Mamigay ka naman.
Wala akong maiisip eh. Ulti lang ba sa pag yung mga walang panghuli yung kalaban, pwedeng gamitin.
Alright. So pag ubos na daw yung skills, go time na yun. Yun na yun. That's the tip.
Pero ang go time din natin kay Coach Panda para ma-rate ang performance ng kanyang team kasi
Alright.
nakalaban na nila lahat ng team sa ating first half of the regular season. So how would you rate how your team is performing so far, especially this game?
7.
Bakit 7? Ba't kulang ng 3?
Like sa game 1, we couldn't end the game maayos. Tapos sa game 2, we could have done better sa mga turtle moment tapos more tapang. So, we need to more polish yung mga aggressive game style natin. So, kaya 7.
Kaya 7. May konting kulang pa.
But at least there's always gonna be room for improvement, Coach. Congratulations. This time, for the MVP of game number 2, it is none other. Sino ba? Nats once again.
Nats Entertainment!
I cannot
3
believe
straight!
it. I think this is the 3rd straight time, gaya nga ng nabanggit mo. So, Nats, how does it feel na ikaw yung isa sa mga pinakamalaking factors towards why RSG has been performing this well? And what else do you look forward to since nakalaban nyo na silang lahat? Anong improvements na makikita natin for you sa second matchup nyo kontra sa kanila? Yung matchups nyo, nakalaban nyo na lahat ng teams, right? So, anong mga adjustments yung sa what would we see from RSG the second time na makikita nyo sila ulit?
Yung sa mga losses po namin na mga last week po ata is talagang natuto po kami dun and talagang we improve ourselves talaga. At sa ngayon performance po namin is masaya po ako sa lahat. Kasi sa team rin, nag-effort din sila and nag-hard work sa lahat ng ginagawa nila now. So sa next match po namin, try pa rin po namin gawin lahat ng makakaya namin and try na rin yung best.
Masaya din kami sa'yo. And to point out, lahat ng MVP niya, puro Benedetta. Once again, congratulations to RSG Philippines. You may now take your bow and take your walk of victory. Ang lupit ni Nat sa kanyang Benedetta. Feeling ko baka next time maban na to.
Feel ko hindi mapapalitan. You're just gonna have to ban it at some point. Kasi kung ganyan ang performance ng RSG, it's gonna be a little too difficult to stop that team.
Masaya sila sa performance ni Nat. Sige natin kung gaano kasaya nga ba ang ating mga casters. Let's go to their analysis. Casters, pasa.
Thank you so much, Mara and Hans. Going back to the caster desk, we've been talking about how these teams have grown so much. It's no longer just AP, Bren, and Echo. We're also talking about Onyx and now RSG on their 3rd sweep since week 3.
I mean, it is very difficult to describe how good they are because it's like a combination of macro and micro. And definitely the god of micro in this particular game, none other than Nats himself with his Benedetta. Lethal Ignition, by the way, as the choice for the final emblem, going for the fighter build. And then eventually just picking up the Heptasis and taking over the map afterwards. He died 3 times in this game. But those deaths always had a positive effect on the side of RSG. Either go for a 2-for-1 play or a 3-for-1 play that eventually we saw in this particular game. I'm very, very much excited to look at these Nats plays. Starting from the first turtle fight, where he's able to find Yue. And then eventually overheats. Gonna be taken out by Sensui, but this already allowed RSG to get into a spot where they can take out Sensui. How about that flicker way of the Dragon play coming out from Light? We're gonna see more. This is a wonderful outplay onto 2 under the turret. Look at that masterful usage of the passive of the Benedetta. And then Nats, by the way, Kimpoy being taken out by Light. Nats going for Sensui once again. He knows his job, gets out into safety, and we are gonna see them take out Edward afterwards. Demon Kite with the bonk onto Oheb, and look at that. Light, good positioning. But Nats with this 3-man Petrify play that you saw from that one, not even needing the Electo final blow, that's why he just saw 3 people, boom, goes for the Petrify, knows his job, and he eventually took out the members of Blacklist International. That play alone, ladies and gentlemen, will be filed under MPL vids that go hard.
That play went hard, and what went hard as well is that RSG still going for 3 points and giving Blacklist none. Let's run down the stats with a 13-minute game.
I guess if you're looking at Blacklist International, there's a lot of future already that we're seeing. In fact, Oheb had a great shot at taking out Kusei. I saw there was a clash where he was able to manhandle Kusei, but in the second turtle fight, Kusei eventually found the opening with the first pick Starlium site. Very interesting pick here coming out from Kusei. Typically, we've seen Harith pick up the Thunderbolt for a little bit of defense, but because of the Starlium site and knowing that Oheb didn't have both the Purify as well as the Entropy on one clash, he was able to use the Zaman Force and take advantage of the immense amount of damage in a small period of time for this Harith. The damage dealt coming out from RSG is way too much for Blacklist International to handle. It was a massive gamble for Blacklist International going for both Nolan and Nathan, knowing that these are two heroes that require a lot of time and a lot of farm in order for them to be online. But again, supplemented with good heroes. They have the Ruby to sustain it, they have the Barats from the EXP lane, they also have the Nana. However, it wasn't enough. And let's look at the heat map from Light, a very impactful player. The Cho that we thought is off meta but will make sense in this game eventually did make sense because one, it kind of takes care of business when it comes to scouting out where Sensui is farming, and second, it's a guaranteed stun. It's a point and click kind of a point and tap, I guess, kind of ultimate where you confirm that kill and confirm that stun, and then eventually you saw how impactful it is.
Yeah, and we did see that in that one last pickoff that Light did with a spectacular timing as well. The Cho, we rarely see that. As far as I know, this is the third time that we saw Cho with the amount of games that we've played for the past 4 weeks already. But so far, it has been such a wonderful experience so far for today after our last game, and you too could assemble your own community tournament. Be a part of eProject Esports for everyone and show the world your impeccable esports prowess.
Enjoy tournament access mode, free in-game items, diamonds, and more. You can register by scanning the QR code below.
And making tournaments, making communities, this is where it starts. You could ask any professional player. They have come from somewhere in the realm of amateur tournaments.
Did I just say endure? I mean enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. But at this point, we have been your casters for today. My name is Uomi. With me here is Leo and Wolf. This has been a spectacular time with you guys, but we're going to send you over to our hosts, Mara Aquino and Hans Galleria.
We just witnessed 2 quick matches to open the 4th week of the regular season, Hans.
You know, that's true, Mara, dahil nakuha na finally ng bagong barangay ang kanilang unang panalo sa tulong ni Okir and H2O.
And after that, we also saw RSG prove how they can utilize their power spike further with a surprise Odette pick from Aqua.
Well, bukas naman, Mara, tampok sa ating star match ang basagan ng win streak. That's something you watch out for.
And that's between AB Brand and Onyx. You don't want to miss that out. Muli ako po si Mara Aquino.
At ako naman si Hans Galleria.
Na nagpapaalalang, magkakaiba man ang ating pinagdadaanan, sama-sama pa rin tayo sa laban para sa tagumpay. Keep it good vibes, everybody.
And see you tomorrow.